I did see a shadow thing in my room when I was a child that
Okay.
was like a black shadow thing. You ever seen anything like that ever?
No, I have not.
You haven't seen this shadow stuff? Okay, a lot of
No.
people they kind of have these experiences that
Right.
are supernatural.
How
And
old were you when you started seeing these things?
probably around about like 8 or so. You know, I was very scientifically minded, very logically based child, and I like built a lot of stuff. But when I saw that, it kind of melted my perspective. And I was like, okay, so there's invisible things that don't exist in this world anymore. And my family didn't grow up like religious at all.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the System. And today's episode is really out of the system. We are going real left field with this one. Someone that I've been dying to talk to. I think he has an incredible mind, and the things that he has knowledge on intrigues the fuck out of me. BRYAN, the Demon Eraser. What's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me out here and having me on. This is going to be an exciting talk. Hopefully, I hold up to your expectations of wanting to hear
I
things.
have no doubt that you will. First question that I'm going to start. How did you get this name?
Oh,
Where did that come from? Demon Eraser.
You know, Demon Slayers was already a popular anime.
Yes,
so
yes.
I just was like, hey, Demon Erasers isn't any a thing. So
We were wondering if you were going to arrive with a sword on your back.
you know, surprisingly, I think I might have a lightsaber in my bag. I don't know. But no, the sword that I carry is the proverbial. It's the spiritual sword. So yes, the spirit. I got swords, bro. I got lots of swords.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in California, and I grew up as any other normal person. I did see a shadow thing in my room when I was a child that
Okay.
was like a black shadow thing. You ever seen anything like that ever?
No, I have not.
You haven't seen this shadow stuff? Okay, a lot of
No.
people experience seeing shadows in their room, or they kind of have these experiences that
Right.
are supernatural.
How
And
old were you when you started seeing these things?
Probably around about like I think it was about like 8 or so.
Okay.
And I was very scientifically minded, very logically based child, and I like built a lot of stuff. But when I saw that, it kind of melted my perspective. And I was like, okay, so there's invisible things that don't exist in this world anymore. And my family didn't grow up like religious at all.
Okay.
But then I started making my parents take me to church because I was like, there's some other thing going on. I want to know. Look for answers.
Question for you, did you
Yes.
feel it and see it, or did you only see it?
You know, I felt it a lot, but when, in fact, I made my parents get me a bunk bed because I wanted to sleep up high because something felt like I was watching me when I was a
Okay.
child. So you should listen to your children. If your children are telling you there's something going on, there's
Yes.
something going on. Like, I almost guarantee you. Like, children are very spiritually aware, but they become numb to it. Like, when you drop your children off at school and you tell your children, don't worry, we're dropping you off at school, like, what, and they cry, like, bro, they're crying because their spirit knows they're not supposed to leave you. They're not supposed to go away. And so, like, but this is something people, like, they get so numb to because we do these kind of things, practice over and over, and it numbs your child's spirit. So you have a spirit inside you, and some people listen to it, some people don't.
Right.
And, you might call it your gut, you might call it intuition, you might call it your conscience. That's your spirit. But there is the spirit of God within us that functions within that spiritual realm.
Yes.
And people that listen to it, that's when you draw your connection to God. But sometimes people ignore it, and then they become very wicked and corrupt and evil, and they do a lot of evil things. But it starts when you're children, because we're teaching kids as children to cut off their spirit and not listen. So it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty terrible what our society does. But yeah, so as a child, I saw that thing, and I could feel it, that something was watching me. So I had my parents give me a bunk bed, and then I remember looking over the edge of the bunk bed, seeing the shadow thing in my room,
Yeah.
and being like, what? And like totally paralyzed, like shaking in fear. I couldn't move very much, so I started hitting the wall because I was like so shook in fear. Hit that wall, and then eventually parents came in, turned on the light, it vanished, it was gone. Scared me even worse because I was like, turn the light off, turn the light off. They turned it off, it's not there. So I've been staring at the thing for like 10 minutes, so I knew it was there. That caused me to start going into church, and then I started studying the Bible. Had a little bit of like a spiritual encounter at church once as a child, whatever, insignificant. But kept going to church, kind of.
Did you see God? Is that
No.
Okay.
Nothing. Just like felt some stuff. Whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't significant enough, but I did get answers. They told me it was a demon, And I was like, well, it's a demon. All it did was look at me. And I would have never gone to church had this thing never looked at me. Kind of counterproductive demon. That's pretty stupid. And so like, I just like kept looking for stuff, but I knew that there was some kind of truth with whatever the Bible was giving. So I dug into it more.
What made you go to church at 8 years old with your family not being religious?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like it was something in me was like, you need to go to church to find answers. Again, that would be my spirit potentially that I was listening to. So yeah, I mean, it was God that I caused my family to go. And then when we started going, then it was like they became like very church centric. And I grew up in it, but I studied demons, bro. Like I was like more fascinated with the demon realm. So I studied demonology like my whole life. Studied demons, studied Nephilim.
So let's go into it. What is a demon?
What is a demon? Well, I mean, it's an entity that's, some people believe that they were descendants of fallen angels that have turned invisible or that once had a physical body that lost their body. There's a lot of debate between what it is. I would say that it's also, they're entities that affect our personality today. How they portray today is they're entities that are bad thoughts that are affecting our persons today. So like a lot of times you might have like a thought in your head that's really negative, that's not your own, like terrible, horrible thoughts that just pop into your head.
That you can't stop thinking of it.
Yes. Or that you didn't even want to think of it. Like you should stab that person. And you're like, what the heck, where'd that come from?
Right.
Like people have these thoughts constantly, but they ignore them and they don't say anything.
Right.
And they just like brush them off. And they're like, that's weird. Those are demons speaking to people. I mean, like some of the thoughts will get further in, like when it comes into business, like you might have a negative thoughts. It's like, you need to screw this partner over, like screw him over, in business. Like that's a demon speaking to you, trying to get you to do something that's morally corrupt and wrong.
Is that where that whole notion of the devil and the angel on your side talking to you?
Absolutely. In fact, it's very real. It's very similar to that a lot of times because you have angels which are the Spirit of God speaking to us as well. And they're influencing us in the positive sense. So like when we're talking to people, it's like you may feel unction to give somebody $100 like out of nowhere. And you're just like, I'm going to give this person money. Like that's the Spirit of God in you telling you to do a good thing for that person. It doesn't care if that person goes and buys drugs. Who cares what they do with it? Like that was a good gift and that was a good act done from the Spirit within you. That's usually the Spirit of the Lord telling you to do something good.
Would you say that both sides, angels and demons, are both fighting for our attention like influencers are?
Yeah, in some capacity, but I think what it is more likely is like, it's like we are the decision makers. That's what we are in this reality. Like you make decisions. Right. You have thoughts that are going into your head, but I'll tell you right now, the thoughts that you have are not your own. You think they're your own. They're not your own thoughts. Right. Like where do they come from? Like all you are is a decision maker. That's it. And like the difference between us and like a schizophrenic person, everybody's hearing the voices regardless whether they realize it or not. The difference between us and a schizophrenic person is the schizophrenic person recognizes it's not them having the thoughts. That's the difference. And like people that are very high elitist involved in the occult, they all hear demons. I mean, Les Wexner, I think his name, the guy that gave Jeffrey Epstein his first mansion.
Yes.
Like he even admits in an interview, he says, well, how do you make your decisions on what you should buy or do with your stocks? And he goes, I listen to my golem. His golem is a demon. It's a Jewish term. But like he's listening to a demon and he straight up says it. I listen to my golem. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, he's schizophrenic. Like, but you wouldn't look at that guy and go, oh, that guy's schizophrenic. You would look at him and go, oh, he's successful. Oh, he's great. No, bro, he's listening to demons. You want to know the difference between him and the person in the crazy ward? Is the person in the crazy ward is like saying, no, I'm not going to do that terrible thing. But that guy, I guarantee you that dude's probably doing some wicked stuff. That's why he's successful. That's why he's making so much money doing what he's doing. Because the demons will bless you when you continue to do the wicked stuff they want you to. A lot of times they will continue to like, and like you'll see a lot of people that are there's some people that build success and they build it off of honesty and truth and they become very wealthy and it's good. Right. And then there's some people that build success off of corruption and wickedness. Correct. And you can see the two difference. And it's very like you can see the dichotomy.
The energy is different.
You can totally tell. And when you meet those people, you're like, okay, this person's obviously the type of person that has built what they have with corruption. And it's like they'll and that's because they're listening to demons. And that corruption, the demons will, and oftentimes the people at the highest levels of success, like I'm talking like really high up,
right.
They're some of the most two-faced, corrupt individuals. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like right now there's like, you know, Pete Diddy, we can talk about Diddy, obviously.
Yeah.
He's one of those individuals that was very highly involved in the occult. Right now, what's that guy that took over Diddy's work? The Titanic guy. What's the guy in Titanic?
You talking about James Cameron?
No. The actor.
Oh, DiCaprio.
Yeah, him, Leonardo DiCaprio right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of taken over while Diddy's out of the office mostly.
Oh,
he's
is that...
very. Oh, bro, there's people that I know that have talked about stuff. They're very much involved in like occult and witchcraft and stuff. They're listening to demons. I know that sounds crazy. I know like what I'm saying sounds delusional, but it's very.
I think a
real.
lot of things in life are crazy. That's your question. What is the benefit to a demon to get someone to do their bidding?
So the demon, there's multiple reasons why a demon wants you. The demon wants you for the reason of they circumvent the joy out of you. Like right now, I'll give you an explanation. Like alcohol. So like alcohol, like it's alcohol. It's Arabic. It's not alcohol. Okay, it's alcohol. All right, and it's that term. It means body eating spirit. Like when you're drinking alcohol, you're consuming something from the realm of the dead. You know you're not supposed to. In your heart, you know you're not supposed to. I don't need to tell you that it's in the Bible. Oh, here it is in the Bible. Don't drink alcohol. Like, I don't need to tell you nothing. Right. You know something's not right when you do it. You know it. It's in your heart. It's in your spirit. It's in your spirit clearly. But when you do the thing that goes against your spirit to do the thing, and it's not, you know, maybe one glass isn't against your spirit. Maybe you can drink one glass. I don't know. I can't drink it at all. But, you know, this is your spirit has to determine that value.
Right.
So in your spirit, you know that it's wrong. And I'll tell you this, you ain't going to be casting out demons if you're drinking alcohol. I'll tell you that for sure. You ain't. So like to me, it's like, I'm not even going to touch it. I've never touched it. I've actually never drank a drop of alcohol ever in my life, but that's irrelevant. But like something in my spirit since I was a child said, don't do that. And I listened to it my whole life. And so like the thing is there's people that become numb to their spirit. And the more you don't listen to your spirit,
crazy.
the more numb you will become.
Yeah.
And like the more numb you become, the more influenced by demonic spirits you can become. And here's the crazy part: is like you said, like what does the demon want? The demon wants to be you. It wants in you. It wants your soul. It wants to live in your body. It wants to own you. It wants to have a party in you. That's why people that are the most satanic are the most deprived. That's why people that go into like, you know, all these like wicked things, they have these weird, crazy, wild sex parties and like terrible things that they're doing. Like, bro, they're doing this stuff because it's what the demon wants. The demon wants to live its life again. Demons, a lot of them had bodies once upon a time. They had physical bodies. They were fallen angels that mated with humans, and then their spirits got trapped here. They want a physical body back. But when you drink alcohol, which is a rotted juice from the realm of the dead, you are tethering your soul away from your body. You're allowing demon to come in and to be in your body. And that's why they walk all weird. Demons aren't used to being in human bodies, but like when people are in it, the demon's like feeling your senses. They're hijacking your body. They're trying to get into this person, feel your senses, feel this power, feel what it's like to touch, to hurt. That's why some people black out drunk, you don't remember anything. That's full on demon possession. And if you're a person that blacks out drunk, then like don't touch alcohol because you have a demon probably waiting for you to take over your body. So demons want to feel the senses. They want to feel your body. They want you to give in to lust, perversion, and depravity, because that's all they can do. I mean, they have nothing waiting for them till the end. So right now they're waiting judgment and they're stuck here. Imagine you turn invisible right now for the rest of eternity. You have nothing to do. What you gonna do? All you can do is like semi-hijack people's senses. What are you going to do? You're going to try to get them to do things that go against God, to violate their spirit, so they'll leave their body so demon can come into the person. They're an entity that is forever hungry but can't eat. But when they get in you, they can feel the sensation of fullness for a moment. When demon gets into you, it can feel the sensation of anything it wants.
So a demon is essentially a lost soul that's trapped here on earth that can't cross over. In
a sense, some of them, yes.
Okay.
There's different kinds. Okay. It's not just a demon is a general term, but yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. They're stuck here. They can't. They were just awaiting judgment. A lot of them, you know. And there's other demons that we actually, kind of, in a sense, we give birth to, and they're ones that come out of our emotions, and they can take on identities and personalities. They can move from one person to another eventually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of things in the spiritual realm we don't understand at all. And to claim that we have understanding is foolishness because it's very different than reality, like in a lot of ways.
I gotta be honest with you. I invited you here today because this topic scares the fuck out of me.
Okay, good.
So I know. But it's something that I feel that at the same time, it's important. And I feel like I should educate myself on this and really know about it. You know, I think being oblivious doesn't cure the fear, right? It doesn't, I think having knowledge and having applicable knowledge over it can really help.
Yeah.
So
the Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge. The Bible literally tells you,
yes,
you die because you don't know.
Yes.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. Knowing these things is helpful. I mean, like having this understanding definitely can prepare you to be more pure in your spirit, how to avoid demons, how to avoid being involved in this kind of stuff, how to avoid it influencing. Like people sell their soul all the time and they don't realize it. Like there's people.
How does someone sell their soul?
Dude, all the time. It's when you give up a piece of your value, your conscience, when you break it off and give it up for something else, you are selling a fragment.
I understand
of your soul.
what you're saying.
You get it. And so what happens is when you do that, there's multiple ways demons get control of people.
Man.
Multiple ways.
I'm just going through my head all the times I've done that.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to judge right now because there's probably times you've done things like this.
So many times I've done that in my life.
Yep. That's what's gotten you.
Where I knew it was wrong.
Yep.
Where I knew I shouldn't be doing that and I still did it.
That's a point of selling your soul, bro.
Yeah.
And you'll be rewarded for that. I mean, you don't even, like, the demons will reward you because they're vicariously living through you as you do this. So like they want
to motivate you, right? They want to keep you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very interesting. The demons will they'll let you do this stuff, and people think their life is just fine. And that ignorant space where you sit is the space where the demon has more control over you, because you're not paying attention.
Right.
You're just like satisfied. So why would the demon like ruin your life? Why would it stop you from doing anything else? Like if you continue to make those compromising decisions, you continue to do it, demon's gonna follow you. Demon's gonna hang out with you. Right.
Because he's following the stench.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the thing is, like, it doesn't mean that we're evil and it necessarily innately. It doesn't mean that you're evil. Right. It means that you're deceived, or that there's some part of us that just doesn't know. Right. And like the demons trick us. Okay, like there's wickedness in our heart, and we need to return to Christ to abandon that wickedness. But we don't recognize it. Like we don't see it all the time. I mean, like the thing is, like, you know, there is so much that the demonic spirits want to take control of, and then they make their presence known. Like they make their presence known. I mean, like that statue, you see that Statue of Liberty right there, that cool art piece? Mm-hmm. That's Satan's face, bro. Just a side note, like just so you know. And if we talk about the Statue of Liberty, I'll get into a whole nother subject.
Please.
But I gotta show you pictures.
Yes.
But like that's a statue of Satan. So like part of you thinks you put that on the wall.
I did.
You didn't put that on the wall. No. Part of you was attracted to that. It wasn't you.
Oh, I was totally appealed to that.
Yeah, that wasn't you that was attracted to
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's how it is. There's something and it wants to influence us. Right now, I can feel in the spirit right now. It's freaking out that I just said this to you, by the way, just so you know. I could tell in the spirit. It did not like me pointing that out. Okay, but yeah, so anyways.
What did you feel right now? Let's go into that, because that's very interesting, because I felt it as well. But what did you feel?
The spirit, okay, in the spiritual realm, when you do this, when you cast out demons, you get really sensitive to the things of the spirit, okay? And being sensitive to the way of the spirit is when you return your heart to a childlike state, okay? Jesus says you have to be like a child to enter into the kingdom of heaven, okay? The kingdom of heaven, think of it as the spiritual realm. It says over and over, he says we have to be innocent as doves, okay? When you are childlike, your children right now, when your children see you do something bad or see somebody do something bad, they go, oh, Daddy, yes. Daddy, no.
Yes.
Why? Because their spirit is already in tune with the Holy Spirit. Their spirit is already in tune with God. This is why children aren't going to die and go to hell. Like that's not what this condemnation space is. Their spirit is in tune with God.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
That's why they recognize the bad. Do you see? So like our spirit has to be brought to that level where we are like a child. And when you're like a child, and that's why Jesus says you have to be born again. This is what Jesus describes being born again. But a lot of Christians miss this. They don't even understand this aspect. They think you just need to follow the rules, follow the Bible, be perfect. You're missing it. Like, follow what the Lord has told us. He has told us in the Bible that God says, I will make a new promise with the people at that time. I will write my commandments upon their minds and I will put it in their hearts. The commandments of God are already in you, bro. They're already in you. But what happens is we follow the world and then we follow demons, and all of a sudden we lose that connection, and then we sever that connection. And when you sever it, it becomes fuzzy, and you no longer can tell what you're doing because you've now severed that connection to the Spirit of God. And the further away you do, the further away you get, further away it goes. And here's the thing, when you go the opposite way, you become like a child. You walk in that righteousness. You make sure you're not doing these things. You know in your heart are wrong. You will become sensitive to the Spirit more. And when you're sensitive to the Spirit more, guess what? Like you can start to hear things. Like I can hear the Spirit. When I said that, I could hear the Spirit even. I can hear it freaking out in the Spirit. In the spiritual realm, I could hear something sweating. I could hear it actually yelling at me.
I felt it. I couldn't hear it, but I felt it.
Yeah.
I need you to point out what else you think could hear.
Bro.
I need you to point. That was, you shed on such a fucking light right now. So I'm really curious. What else do you think in here is demonic or has that spirit?
Well, I mean, bro, if I was to break it into it, there's quite a few things.
Let's do it.
But, well, you got the Thor hammer right there, which you don't even know what Thor is, but Thor is Satan.
Really?
Yeah, Thor is Satan, and Thor is actually on the SS ring of the Nazis. Actually, Thor is on there. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Because
why is Thor Satan?
Thor is okay. I saw Satan come down lightning from heaven. What did Thor do? He comes down like lightning, doesn't he? Okay, like and like this is like, this is a satanic mount right there in the middle of the room. But it's tethered to a spirit of pride in some capacity, so it's like Thor. There's so much connections, and me and my buddy JT, like you'll get to talk to him. Yeah. He also talks about this a lot, and maybe I'll have him break down some of the stuff in more details.
For sure.
But
that's
like
so mind opening.
Yeah, when you go into Greek mythology and you actually study the historical context of who Thor is, the Greek gods were real. The Greek gods, that's not fairy tales, bro. This is the stories of the Nephilim. Okay, the fallen angels came down from heaven, mated with children, and they bore giants. All of the Greek gods are giants. Okay, and then the Greek gods became the Roman gods, and the pantheon continued. It was the same thing. Okay, and then they became the Norse gods. They were the same thing. All of it is connected. They were fallen angels that said that they were God, and they took on identities, and those identities were these angels that raped and ate children and molested women and killed and murdered and drank their blood. Okay, Thor was just one of those fallen angels. He was the same thing, but this is the reason why they put him in movie theaters and all this stuff, and they praise him like a god, bro. He is the fallen angel. He's like one of the fallen angels of God. Like he is one of the satanic symbolisms of this.
Wow.
And if you know the historical context of our history, you knew that all those gods were fallen angels claiming to be gods and denouncing the real God. That's what they were. I mean, like there's so much connected to this. Like and they called them the men of renown in the Bible, the fallen angels. Mm-hmm. What are superheroes today, bro? They're the same thing, but people just don't know because they don't know their history because they've lost it. They've forgotten their history. And when you know your history and you actually learn it, not stupid, boring history nonsense they teach you in kids in school.
Right.
Like when you know the actual history of the gods and the history of what these things are, you recognize it right away. I mean, there's so much symbolism and all the stuff around us. It's very clear, it's very prominent in what those symbols are, what they mean. You know, but like there's like on the dollar bill, you have the all-seeing eye on the dollar bill. Yeah. There's no dollar bill on the 100 one, but you know, I'm sure there's something else to it. But you know, you have the all-seeing eye on the dollar bill. You know, that little triangle eye, bro, that's the Tower of Babel in the Bible that they tried to permeate into the.
So what do you think about that painting?
Definitely occultic, bro. Definitely occultic, bro. Like the eye, I'll tell you right now. So like I could give you the occult meaning behind that for sure. So Saturn is on there. Saturn is actually Satan. That's the representation of him.
Really?
Okay, yeah. So that's why there's Saturn on there.
Saturn, Mars, and the moon.
Yep. And you've got, are you sure? Yeah, Mars or the sun. I guess that's Mars, yeah. When you look at that stuff, it's like the eye on the dollar bill represents, that eye is Satan. Satan's a cherub, it says in the Bible. Cherubs are covered in eyes, it says. Satan's covered in eyes. Like people miss that part. I don't know how they missed that part in the Bible, but he's an entity covered in eyes. So you'll see the eye symbolism and the triangle thing everywhere. And like wherever you see triangles, there was human sacrifices. People think
wherever there were triangles, there were human sacrifices.
Like pyramids, I mean.
Right,
like when you see the pyramid structures, those were human sacrifice points. So like that's why there's the pyramid on our dollar bill. Like, and so in the Bible, there was this thing called the Tower of Babel. The angels or the people tried to build this Tower of Babel to permeate into the spiritual realm.
Right.
And then God stopped it and it was unfinished. So that's why you see the unfinished Tower of Babel, the triangle. Okay. And so when you see that unfinished pyramid, that's the Tower of Babel. We're not a colony of Egypt. Like what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's unfinished Tower of Babel. That is what it is. And then the eye is coming down, finishing it. That's the eye of Satan, Lucifer, saying we're finished, we're completing it. And
why is that on the dollar bill? Why do you think that is?
Oh, there's so much to that subject, bro. There's so much to that. But it says on above, it says annuit sepotis, which is annuit is announcement. Sepotis is celebration of birth. Okay. Announced celebration of birth of the novus ordo seclorum. The novus is novice is new. Ordo is order. Seclorum is sector orum, is in the total sector. Announced celebration of birth of the new world order. It says it. Like people are like, oh, the new world order, guys, it's coming. Dude, it's already here. You've been living in it. People miss that completely. Yeah. And like everybody's like, oh, 666, the mark of the beast is coming. Bro, dude, we're already in it, dude. You're already missing it if you're not paying attention. Like this has already happened. All these things have already happened, a lot of this stuff. But so like that dollar bill, there's an occultic meaning to that. Like it's not just decoration.
That's fucking crazy. I got to ask you a question. I know I'm almost 100% sure that you're going to crush my heart right now. But what are your thoughts on Batman? I just need to know.
You know, I used to have a Batman like stand-up thing in my building.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot to I mean, like here's the thing. Like Superman's also Satan. It's just another incarnation of him.
Got it.
Okay. It's another incarnation. Batman is more akin to a demonic spirit. You know, there's a lot of demonic connection to it. But you know, these are stories made up by people that are involved in the occult.
For sure.
They made up what they're involved in. You know, and so this is you know, these are questions in the superhero realm. We'll have to go. I'll let you ask my buddy in these ones when you ask JT because this is a fun one.
Is Satan also a demon?
Satan is a fallen angel. So yeah, I mean, but you would ascribe him akin to something demonic. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you go into this, like you would like you start seeing that he's sort of the Lord of the fallen angels or the Lord of the demons, but Satan's just a title. It's not really an entity per se. Like Satan is Satan. It means the one who opposes. So it's not. I mean, it's just they're all equally wicked and denouncing God and going against him. You know, and so like the thing is like these symbols and things I'm explaining to you are just ways of identifying that the person that's involved in the occult, they're involved in the occult and they put this stuff in there. Like they put like universe 616 in what planet we're from. Okay, bro, you know what that's from?
No.
That's from old Latin translations of the Bible. It says 616. It don't say 666. So that's the mark of the beast. Like that's what it's from. And like when there's stuff like this throughout all of these things, you know. So when you start looking into this stuff, like you realize that like the occult is just it's influencing our society and our culture, whether people realize it or not. They're, like, what do you think they're making these stories up from? Like, how do you think they're coming up with these stories? You know what they do?
No.
I'll explain the occult to you.
Please.
Because this is good to know. So, like, your English language is occultic, okay? It comes from Anglo-Saxon, right? English is what it's called. English. Anglo is angelo. Saxon is sexon. It's sect, okay? It means angel sex. It's from the fallen angels that had sex with the women. This is literally where this stems from. And so it's an occultic language. All the old books of witchcraft they have English words in them. Like the English is it's witch tongue is what it's called. Okay. So like when you start digging into stuff, you'll be like, okay, this is really weird. Why is it saying these things in here that are all English related? Bro, why is it called spelling in our language?
They're all casting spells, right?
It is a spell casting language, bro. It's called, do you know where the word, grammar comes from?
No.
Etymology of grammar. Google it, somebody. Etymology of grammar. It literally says witchcraft, incantations, mumbo jumbo, spells. So like when you study what the etymology of words, your whole perspective starts to shift. Like grammar is from grimoire. Grimoire is the old books of witchcraft. That's what grimoire is. That's where we get the word grammar. Okay, wow. That's why it's called the Grammys. When people get awards at the Grammys, bro, it's witchcraft. They're rewarding you for witchcraft. Like that's why it's called that. Okay, program. Pro means for. Gram means witchcraft. Programming you. Programmer. It's programmoire. It's pro witchcraft. It's for witchcraft. Like everything that you're watching. I mean, like the television. They're telling you lying visions. Tell lie visions. Okay. And it's the channel. In witchcraft, it's called channeling. It's the media.
Wow.
Okay, the media that you watch is called the medium, is the witch. When you go talk to a medium, the medium's the in-between, you and the bigs and the littles. You're the little, the bigs are the gods, the Thor and all of them, okay? And then the medium is the in-between. That's the person that goes between the gods and you. That's mediumship. That's why it's called the media.
Wow.
So, dude, when you see it like that, it's like, dude, the whole thing is occultic. It's all a bunch of witchcraft, but we're so naive to it. I mean, Hollywood is the wood that wizards and witches craft their wands and staves out of. They craft it out of Hollywood. It's not like they're telling you what it is. Okay, they're telling you straight up. It's like, but we naively see these things and then brush it off and don't think that, oh, that's whatever. We don't think that's weird.
Okay. You said a lot there.
Sorry.
No. Don't be. I'm like mind blown. My question to you is, I'm trying to get to the reasoning of why it was designed this way, right? So I guess my question is, was it done by people who were listening to demonic spirits and
Absolutely.
therefore built it this way? Okay. Or are they just fools that are just not understanding what they're doing? I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a little of both, and I'll explain it in a lot of ways so that way you can understand it. So, there's a practice in writing. It's called cursive. Oh,
yeah.
You learned about it, I'm sure, as a child. Okay. Well, real cursive is witch tongue. It's a form of channeling. What they do is they take a pen and they don't pick the pen up off the paper and they go like, and they zone out, right? And they scribble, and then they look at the scribbles and they read what is written. This is how you speak to demons. This is a way of, it's like a Ouija board. Okay. This is called cursive. This is a form of demonic writing. Okay. So this is how ghost writers, they're not ghosts, they're demon writers. This is how a lot of ghost writers write their movies and their scripts.
Wow.
They channel messages from where? Where are they getting them from? Bro, it gives you a whole nother perspective when you think the term ghostwriter. Like there is individuals that write, there's one dude that makes like 90% of the songs that we have in our pop culture. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Have you heard of this guy?
No.
I forget his name, but he's like some dude, he's not even American. He writes like majority of the hits.
Wow.
You gotta look him up. Man, I wish I had his name right now. But the dude that writes majority of the songs, he's a high level occultic channeler. So he's ghost writing. It's ironic that we call it that, or demon writing. He's probably channeling spirits like this. I mean, Michael Jackson even talks about this. He says, like, if I didn't get he wrote a bunch of songs against Prince, right? Him and Prince had this thing, right? And Michael Jackson said, yeah, if I didn't write the song, Prince would get it. How's Prince going to get that? How do you think Prince is going to get in the song? If Michael Jackson didn't write it, what's he talking about? Bro, he's talking about the spiritual realm, but people miss it. That's literally what he's talking about when he said that. It wasn't like they're writing him. How's Prince going to pop up with the song?
Did they kill Michael?
I mean, the occult killed Michael.
Yeah.
Like, because he was probably going to out some of this stuff, literally. I mean, he was getting ready to say, hey, yeah. I mean, he already started coming out and said Tommy Mottola or whatever, the people at Sony at CEO were evil. He said, they are evil.
Yeah.
He said, not. And like, he was getting ready to say some stuff, and they said, okay, bye-bye. Like, that's pretty much it. Done for you. You ain't going to speak. Like, they kill people all the time. Like, the occult is very much, you see it all the time. You see it like Kanye West. He started saying stuff, and guess what happened to him? He looks like a crazy person now. That's somebody that went against the occult. That's somebody that was involved in witchcraft and tried to escape it. But here's the thing, like, they think they're writing the songs. They think it's them coming up with the stuff, bro. They think it's them making these movies. These movies aren't written by these people. These stories aren't written by these people. Again, you're a decision maker. Okay, that's it. That's all you are. You're not getting the ideas. The ideas are coming to you. You're channeling them. Okay, all we decide is good or bad, and we try to decide what we're going through.
Right.
Okay, and if you listen to the Lord, you listen to love and peace. If you want to listen to Satan, you listen to fairy tales and all this distortion and perversion. Okay, and so like they're ignorantly being given these visions, these ideas, and then they're telling them in stories and movies and books or whatever. It's influencing our culture. It's how spells work. That's how witchcraft works. Okay, it's crafting our society into this. Okay, that's literally what it's called. Like, that's why it's called these things. Okay, so when they're telling you this stuff, it's like right in front of your face, and so people are missing it all the time. But they probably don't even necessarily know. Some of them do know. I've dealt with some people that are fully aware that they are channeling demons, and they know that that's where the information's coming from. They know it's coming from Satan. They know, and they're okay with it. At a certain point, their spirit gets so deprived of all the wicked things that they've done that suddenly it's like they're numb to what they're doing. So it's like there's a lot of people that don't realize what they are doing is fully demonic or satanic. Some people even think they're involved in witchcraft, and they think that they're atheists. Like, and it's like, bro, you're literally working with demons, and you're over here thinking that you're like the God doesn't exist in some capacity. Who's telling you God don't exist? Yeah, the demon that's owning you is.
Right. And
so yeah, a lot of people sell their souls. They don't even realize it. They're doing things that they're going against their conviction little by little by little. That's like, dude, I mean, Katy Perry even says it. She said, I sold my soul. Like, how'd you sell your soul? How'd you sell your soul, Katy Perry? Huh? What'd you do? Yeah, you did something, probably slept with the dude, and that little piece of your soul you broke off and gave to that person. And that demon in that man that slept with you, that influenced him, now has a piece of you. And then the occult, what they do is they traumatize people, and then they molest them, or they do perverted stuff, anal perverted things, molest
Hence
them.
Diddy.
Yeah, exactly. And then it traumatizes that person. And what happens is the person's mind gets divided, and they take away a section of that mind, and they try to block out that memory. They don't know what they've just done. When they sold a piece of their soul, it came with a piece of their mind. And that piece of their mind is literally blocked off. And that's the space where you can get hypnotized. So hypnosis is real, by the
Yes.
Have you done it?
I've been hypnotized
You've been
before.
hypnotized, yeah.
Yes.
That means you've got trauma in your life, bro.
For sure.
So trauma is, you can't,
sure.
I'm going to tell you right now, you can't be hypnotized if you don't have a lot of trauma, if you come to peace with your trauma. Like, you can't be hypnotized. And I know this because I've studied this a lot, and I've been a part of it. And I tried to go into hypnosis a long time ago, and I've literally learned how these things work. And so, like, dude, the benefiting factor this hypnotist won't tell you is that you cannot be hypnotized if you don't have trauma. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like,
That makes sense.
There's a lot of people that can't get hypnotized. Guess what? Good for you. You don't have trauma. But there's a lot of people that can be. And when you can be, you have no clue what they're doing or what has been done to you.
Wow.
Like, you have no clue. Because what that is the hypnotic mind, what it is it's tapping into the space of your mind where you have had trauma that you've blocked out.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Okay. So like, let me explain. A child gets, let's say, molested by somebody like a parent. Okay. They're like, I can't believe this is happening. What's happening? What's it? Oh my gosh, the trauma. And then they just shut down. Brain shuts down, mind shuts down, trauma happens, experience it. They come to, and then in order for them to not be in that state of fear, pain, all this negativity,
Right.
they the mind cuts itself and stores the bad memory in that section of the mind. Okay. It says, we are never going there ever again.
Yes.
They kind of have it somewhere like, I know this bad thing, I don't know. And eventually you forget about it.
Right.
It stays in that void space of the mind. Okay. And that's where the demons come in. And the demons go into that void space. And guess what? They make a little home. And every once in a while, that person kind of zones out, and then boom, demon's in control for a minute. And the demon tries to use the person for a little bit. And then they're like, you know what? We need more control of this person. Let's grow the trauma. Boom, boom, boom. Grows more of the mind. Has another traumatic experience. Demon will cause it. Pretty soon you get to the point where you're like, people are getting like P. Diddy's people. He's basically raping these people. They're so traumatized by the experience. They can't say a word to anybody.
Wow.
And then the demon has so much control of their mind, it influences their decisions. Kanye West is a prime example of somebody who was totally demonized, involved in the occult, writing music for demons. But guess what? He tried to walk away. And here's the thing. If you walk away with the payment the demon gave you, guess what? If demon gave you this,
They'll take it away.
demon gonna take it away. Demon's gonna take it away. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
And they took billions from him.
Yep. Demon, you can't just, what you think? Demon gave you all this stuff, bro. He even says, have you seen the clip where he says, I sacrificed my mom?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. He sacrificed his mama. Why? Because it was a further trauma experience. People involved in the occult, they have to do certain payments to be involved in the occult.
Makes sense.
Okay. Demon demands
Sacrifices.
sacrifice. And when you get a certain level in the occult, guess what? The voices will kick on. So you'll start off making little compromising decisions like here and there. Oh, I slept with this guy. Oh, this guy, I let this guy rape me. Oh, this blah, blah, blah. And the little pieces of your soul break. And then all of a sudden there's a point at which so much of your soul is broken that all of a sudden the voices kick in. And then all of a sudden you'll hear the demon in the spirit. It'll be like, now I own you. Now you do what I say. And I will tell you what to do. And they're going to be like, wait, why am I hearing a voice in my head? What is going on? And the demon will say, you either do this or I kill you, or I take this from you, or I take that from you. And there's people that don't do what demon wants. And guess what? You have people like Heath Ledger is a prime example of somebody that I think he probably didn't want to go the route of whatever. And the demon said, we'll kill you.
Do you know something crazy?
What's up?
I met him in character as the Joker.
That was a demon you met.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. Have you been to New York?
No.
So in New York, there's a big electronics store called B&H. B&H
Okay.
Photos. I used to work.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, I used to work in there.
Okay.
And I was the first kiosk as soon as you entered the store.
Oh, okay.
So he entered the store. He must have been recording or training or in full Joker persona, not makeup, but full persona,
Yeah.
and bought a bunch of stuff.
Interesting.
And it was like, it was an outer body experience because I could tell that was not the man that was supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
so
then like
fascinating.
3 weeks later, he died.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny that the Lord told me to say Heath Ledger. I don't ever mention him. So I think that's funny that
Yes.
that you had this experience because the
Yes.
Lord's obviously speaking something to you.
What do you think
Because,
that means?
I mean, God was saying, hey, tell him about Heath Ledger is what I heard in the spirit.
What do you think me having that experience means?
That's something that you witnessed and the Lord wanted me to mention so that way you can
Yes.
understand what it is like to see somebody that is demonized that doesn't realize it either. Like Heath Ledger has probably had some trauma, dude.
Yeah.
Like Heath Ledger, he's probably been through some trauma that's allowed him to disassociate to the point where an entity can take over him to that extent. Okay. And guess what? He probably fought the entity and probably didn't want the demon to have control. The demon probably said, "You need to give me blood," because a lot of these celebrities will have to sacrifice someone they love, their children, a relationship. They have a lot of people that die that are close, very close to them, because the demon says, "You give me blood, or else I take you." And he probably said, "I'm not going to do that." And he said, "Whatever." So the demon said, "Fine, we take you."
Can you try to explain? I really want to understand how a demon can control and how a demon can tell you to kill yourself or can tell you to come give me blood. Like, what is that power? What is that control?
Oh, you see it all the time. Kids that cut themselves.
Yes.
Like, what do you think that is? That's a bloodletting ritual from ancient times, bro.
Wow.
How does a child come up with the idea, I'm gonna cut myself?
It's made me itchy as you're saying that. It made me feel itchy.
Oh yeah.
I've never cut myself, but that made me feel so itchy.
That's good thinking about it because there is some spiritual tune in your body, in your spirit that you're recognizing these things. Like, bro, they don't. It's like what kind of logic? What was in the logic that came up to that? Which, by the way, their spirit's leaving you right now, by the way. So usually when I pray and I talk about people like this, they'll start yawning or burping uncontrollably. So that spirit's leaving.
Very
you. Just a
interesting.
side note. So if you're feeling like doing that, go for it.
Okay.
So just so you know. But yeah, so when it comes down to this kind of stuff, like like when you're asking like what is it that influences them?
What gives? I guess the question is, what breaks down inside a person that makes them believe that this entity has that much control over them?
Got it. Okay. So, well, the person relinquishes the control by their compromisation of their person. So the person will relinquish. Here's another one. Here's a very fascinating fact. A lot of let's say. Sorry, I'm distracted. A lot of the people that are involved, like psychopaths and killers and murderers, they actually are late stage bedwetters. Like there's like a correlation. Like a lot of people that are involved in that. Yeah.
What's late? How late is late stage?
Like anything over like I think it's like 15 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like that's a good sign of some kind of demonic influence in that person's life in a sense. Now they don't have control of their body when they sleep, and the demon has control, and so the demon makes them pee like whatever's happening. I mean, demons are like cockroaches. They get control of people no matter what. Like they'll get in somebody's life. If you don't have the authority of Christ,
right,
demon can get in control of you. So like if you don't understand the authority of Christ, like like a lot of people don't know how to talk to demons. You talk to demons like you talk to dogs. Like you don't say like, get off the couch, dog. Get off the couch. No, it's get off the couch. Get off the couch. Like this is what you say. You command it and speak to it in order. So you don't just say this. So like JT, you're loud, bro. You're distracting me, bro. Sorry. So like you don't just say like get off. Like you command it. You speak to it with authority. You command and you say like, hey, like this is the way you command with authority. But our society doesn't understand how to do that. Right. They don't understand how demons work, and so they just kind of cower in fear, and they don't understand the authority of Christ. And when they don't understand the authority of Christ, what ends up happening is their spirit is susceptible to demonic influence. They want to bury the understanding of exorcism and control and to the authority of Christ. They want to bury that in our culture. They want people to be afraid. They want people to be afraid of this subject. They want people to watch like Annabelle, like in all those stupid little horror movies. Dude, those stupid little dumb horror movies designed to make you fear demon. Because you fear demons, guess what? You're gonna bow to them when they speak. You're gonna when they show up and say, "Hey, give me what I want." You're gonna go, "Okay, oh my gosh, okay, I'll give it to you." Like, bro, no, you have the authority of Christ.
That makes total fucking sense.
Yeah, they love those stupid horror movies, bro.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about all the like Scarlet Witch from the Avengers, Sabrina, Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, it's crazy.
They want
Charmed.
Yeah. They want you to be
Angel.
afraid of them. Yeah. All of it, dude. All of it.
We grew up with this.
Yeah. And you know, the funny thing is, like a lot of people in witchcraft, even people in witchcraft are afraid of demons. The people in witchcraft use demons to do a lot of their stuff. They don't even realize it.
Connect that dot for me between witches, witchcraft, and demons. What is that relation? What is that connection?
Dude, so here's the thing. Like all witchcraft is a spiritual thing.
Okay.
And it's utilizing demonic control. Okay.
Every single time.
Almost every single time, yeah.
Is there such a thing as a white witch?
No. There is
Okay.
no white witch.
Okay.
It is using demonic control always.
Okay.
And so, the thing is like how the spells work. Let's say a witch puts a spell on somebody, a hex, okay? It goes out and does the thing that it's gonna do. It's gonna go it's a demon that's going out and doing it. It's a demon that's acting in it. But the witch doesn't even know it half the time. The witch doesn't realize that she's sending demons to go do the will. But that it is totally demonic. It is totally demonic control.
Even if the witch is
High-level witches know they're working with demons, but most of them are not aware. Most people that are in witchcraft start off really stupid. Okay, they start off with the black fingernails and doing little potions and spells. Bro, you ain't a witch. You're an ignorant fool, is what that is. That's called a useful idiot. Oh, paint your fingernail, bro. The real witches, they don't want you to know who they are because if you knew who they are, you wouldn't. What good would they doing their witchcraft? Like you ain't gonna know a real witch. They hide themselves. There's people in our government that I know of that I have been, connected with people that came from the Church of Satan that are involved in stuff that are straight up real witches in our government. Okay, today, right now, you would never know. I've got photos of people with witches, with Churches of Satan members. I could show you them. Like literally, it's like, dude, they are government officials involved in witchcraft, involved in covens, and they don't paint their fingernails black, bro. You wouldn't even know.
Let me ask you a question. I know I guess you can call her a witch. She's a much older lady. She's about 80 years old. And she does something called, what's it called? Dowsing.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And she does things like
Water dowsing or specifically
crystal dowsing. She holds a crystal,
Yeah.
and you ask her questions and she can douse the answer.
That's coming from demons, but yeah.
She works with symbols and all these things.
Yeah.
But the way that she does it, she's invoking the name of saints and
Those are demons. Those are totally demons.
Go deeper into that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you don't write a demon's name in English. You write it with sigils. So if she's using symbols, 100% she's invoking demons. Like, that's how you write their names, sigils. You don't control God's will. You don't control angels. You certainly don't control them.
Right.
Okay? You don't control they're messengers of God. They're deliverers of God. They're warriors of God. You don't control the spiritual realm like that, okay? Like when you get into the authority of Christ, we can command things, but that's with the authority. I don't need spells to cast demons out. I don't need magic, bro. I've touched people and they peed their pants and got healed, bro. I don't need crystal balls or none of that. I use the finger of God, which Jesus says, if I cast out demons by the finger of God, you know that the kingdom of heaven is upon you. That's what I do. I cast demons out with a word. I speak, and the spiritual realm is like awake, and the demons know, and they tremble. So this is not like, I don't need to pull out some paper and draw some symbol and hang something. Bro, that's all witchcraft. And when you do that, you're evoking a spirit's name. It don't matter if they're using saints. All that saint stuff is Satan stuff, really. Okay, and Catholicism is a cover. It's a cover of occultic practices. It's literally witchcraft with Christianity frosting. Like, but people miss that. Why do you go? You go to the Santeria store. Okay, go to the witchcraft stores, and guess what? You know what they have in there? All those little saint candles. Yeah, why they got the saint? Oh, Mother Mary and Jesus candles in there. Yeah, why do they think they got those Catholic candles in the magic witch stores? Because it's witchcraft. You just totally blind to it. Like, I have a friend who's left Catholicism,
That's crazy.
went into Satanism, and then found out that all the candles that she had and all this stuff, all the saints they were praying to were actual entities. And then later she became a Christian and realized those entities in Satanism, those are all demons. Like, all of it's demonic.
So you put a big difference between Catholicism and Christianity.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I put it but here's the thing. Like, it doesn't mean you can't be a Christian and still be a good person and still love the Lord. Just like these, you can still try to serve God and be a Christian, but like, you're still involved in things that are witchcraft. It's irrelevant. You just are unbeknownst to it. You know what I mean? So you can be a good person and be a Christian, be a Catholic, whatever. You can be a terrible person and be a Christian. In fact, a lot of Christians are a lot of times worse half the time, actually. Yeah. And it's really unfortunate, actually, because, I pray for people all the time. And when somebody tells me they're a Christian, I'm a little bit like, okay, like, I got to, like, be extra step away from the situation. Right. Because if you think you're a Christian, a lot of times, why you got sickness, bro? Why you got sickness? Sickness is tied to demons. Okay, a lot of people that have sickness in their body, you got demons. Okay, and like, sickness and demons is hand in hand. And so a lot of Christians are sick. And you're like, well, why are you sick? Well, guess what? The Bible says they will know the truth and the truth will set you free. So if you're sick with a bunch of stuff, is God teaching you something? Because unless God's teaching you something, you ain't supposed to be walking in sickness, Christian. You ain't supposed to be walking in that. Like, unless the Lord's like not showing you something and trying to keep you humble, maybe God's teaching you.
I feel like you like took a veil off,
So that's good. That's the Lord, bro. It's not me. That's God. He ordained this, obviously.
What do you think of other religions?
Bro, every other religion is a perversion of Christianity. Every religion, bro.
Even like Buddhism, Hindu.
Oh yeah. 100%. I could break it down and show it to you. Okay, Sikhism's the greatest one. I love this one. You know Sikhism?
Yes.
You know anything about Sikhism?
Very little.
Okay, so they have to carry
the turbans.
They have to wear turban. Yeah, they have to wear a turban because they call themselves kings and priests. Jesus says in the Bible, we will be kings and priests and reign with him. Okay, they have to carry a sword on them. Jesus said in the Bible, sell your cloak and carry a sword. They have to carry a comb on them because it says in the Bible as well, like, an unkept man or unkept hair is not good or whatever. Yeah, so like, they have to carry this comb. That, like, all their principles literally stem from biblical passages and biblical understanding. Now, here's the crazy part. Like, they have 10 gurus. There's the 10 commandments. Okay, the last guru is a book. We have the Bible. Okay, like, one of their gurus, a Guru Nanak, I think it is. I forget the name of him. But anyways, he goes into the water 4 days and comes out 4 days. Well, guess what? We have Noah, who goes in the water 40 days, comes out 40 days. Wait a second. Well, this is starting to look real similar, like it sounds like the Bible. They believe in one God only. Like, whoa, okay. You know what they believe? Brahma. Okay, Brahma is one of their understanding. They have one of their gurus is called Guru Krishna. Okay, yes. Krishna made the seeing blind eye see and the mute speak.
Correct.
Oh, that sounds a little bit like Christ, don't it? Sure does. Like, that's Guru Krishna. Okay, like, and then even their words, like, their language is totally.
Could that have been Christ in India?
No, I think it's just a distortion of the understanding of Jesus, and there's reasons why to get into a lot of details. But like, Krishna, like, in their text, like, they're one of their gurus tells people to read the Bible. One of their gurus is like, that says, if you want to know more answers, read the Bible. And you're like, wait a second. Why is this telling me to read the Bible for more answers for this? Like, okay, bro, they're literally like, they have this word nazar in Hindi, and it's like, nazar means vision. Okay, it means the sea. But it comes from the word Nazarene, which is Jesus, who is the vision. Okay, and guess what they call Christians in Hindi? It's Nazarenes. Christians are Nazarene because they're from Nazareth. You know why they don't cut their hair? When they get baptized. Okay, when they get baptized, why do they have baptism? Why don't they cut their hair? Bro, like, do you know what it says in the Bible? There's the Nazaretic vow, which is literally means they wouldn't cut their hair.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
At all when you were taking the Nazaritic vow. So those are the people that Jesus is from Nazareth. So that's why they believe Jesus had long hair, is because he was from Nazareth, where the Nazarenes were the Nazareth people. They call him, bro, that's Sikhism. That's what, dude. And they also believe Brahma, again, that's another one, but it's also in Hinduism, Brahma, the god, you know what Brahma is?
No.
He's this god with like 4 heads, but you'll see 1, 2, 3, and you'll see the 3 faces on him, okay? And that Brahma marries his incestuous daughter. He's the father of his daughter whom he marries, Saraswati, it says, okay? So Brahma marries daughter. That's what it's saying, okay? In the Bible, Abraham marries Sarah. Saraswati, oh yeah, Sarah. It's the same story, but people miss it. So like, it's the same thing, but it's a perversion of the thing. So we only know, and like same thing, I can go to Japanese the same way. I could break down Buddhism. It's all related.
Okay.
Every single religion.
So, okay.
Every religion, here, let me say, every religion is one. It's just it's one main branch, and then you see little shoot-offs, that distort the main story. Even all those gods in Hinduism, those were the same gods. That's Thor. That's all those they were the fallen angels. Greek mythology is real, bro. Greek mythology was totally real. It was the reason why God flooded the earth. He didn't flood the earth because it was full of evil, the end. He flooded it because there was no more humans left, because the Greek gods, the angels, took over the earth, mated with everybody, was killing and perverting everybody's genetics.
When did this happen? When was this?
When they took over? I mean, like
when were there Nephilims?
The Nephilim was right when God flooded the earth. So I mean, it's Noah's flood before that time, and the Nephilim have been slowly creeping back into our genetics.
Do you consider that to be factual human history?
Absolutely.
Got it.
Like it's not make believe. We have so much evidence of giants that existed. So much. We have giant buildings. We have giant megalithic blocks, megalithic stones. Like at this point, like like all the stories of giants are very prominent and understanding in this.
Do you believe in the Big Bang and things like that?
I mean, it's irrelevant because, like, sure, maybe God snapped his finger, Big Bang, boom, done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's what.
I guess a better question is, do you believe the universe is like 13 billion years old, or do you think it's like 6,000 years old?
I think God can snap his fingers and make something old, so it's irrelevant. Like, I mean, I don't think the universe is. I mean, like he could have just made it old instantly, like that, boom, done. You know what I mean? Like he's outside of space and time. I mean, this is a question of asking, like, it's like, oh, well, if God's all powerful, can he lift a rock that so big he can't lift it? You know what I mean? Have you heard this argument? It's like, well, the reality is, can you make a video game rock so big that you can't lift it? No, because you're out of this side of reality.
Right.
Like there's nothing, you know what I mean? Like if I made a video, I can't make a rock in a video game so big that I can't lift it. No. Oh, well, he's not all powerful. No, that's not true. It's just, you're in a different reality space.
Right.
Okay. So like you can't do these kind of perspective. Like God's so outside of our reality. He created the idea of creating. You know what I mean? So it's not, it's like.
He created the idea of creating.
Yeah. He's so outside of the perspective that you can't possibly try to fathom his intention of creation. You know what I mean? That's what I think, at least.
Okay, let's go into exorcism.
Okay.
How did you come across it? When did you first encounter it?
Yeah. So, it says in the Bible, these signs will follow those who believe. In my name, they will drive out demons. It says they will speak in new tongues, lay their hands on the sick people, and they will recover. It gives a list, what Jesus says when he leaves. He says, these are what Christians are. They're like, who are we going to know what a Christian is? It literally says, these signs will follow those who believe. So a lot of times, people are like, oh, I'm a Christian. Well, your Bible says you should cast out demons. Do you cast out demons? Because I don't know. Not saying you aren't or aren't. but your Bible says you should cast out demons. So like, I think as a Christian, we're supposed to, and it's kind of like, it's kind of something we miss.
Do you think everyone should start by casting out their own demons?
I mean, that's probably a good place to start. Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's a very good place to start, I would say.
How can one cast out their own demons? Is it therapy? Is it psychedelics? What is that path?
Definitely not psychedelics. Definitely not psychedelics. Okay, when you eat mushrooms, they're from the realm of the dead. Okay, they grow in poop. Okay, it's just like it's another thing it's tapping into the spiritual realm.
What about ayahuasca?
Oh, ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is the name of a demon. Okay, Ka means land. Ayahuasca means the land of the demon. So, I mean, I don't think you would want to do that. I mean, here's another funny one about it. Why do you think your iPhone is named iOS? Is the operating system is iOS?
Don't know.
Yeah, well, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs did. I think Steve Wozniak talks about ayahuasca.
Yes.
And you're like, huh, that's funny that he named it iOS. Another really funny one?
I see.
Yeah, iOS. Yeah. Okay. So here's the other funny thing is that like not only that, but the iPhone itself, it was. You know how much the first one was sold for? The first Apple computer was sold for.
I don't.
$666.66.
When it came out?
Yeah, when it came out, first Apple computer. Yep. Look it up. And here's the thing. Siri.
It's called Apple too, right?
Yeah,
Because
the Apple. Yep, exactly. The Apple abide of the Apple computer. Yeah. And then Siri backwards is Iris. But Iris is the messenger of the gods. She is the original medium that delivers the message. It's what's called the media. And the act of, you ever heard the show Black Mirror?
Yes.
What do you think your phone is, bro? It's a Black Mirror. Like it's literally, it's an occultic practice. It's just been modernized. But people, and like, what are you doing when you're on your phone? You're bowing. You don't even recognize it. You're literally bowing to something your whole time. And like, and this is how they would manifest. They would bow into the Black Mirror. The witches would look into obsidian pools and get visions, lying visions. And that act of getting visions, looking into
I love how you speak.
Yeah. The act of looking into that stuff, bro, is literally like, it's called scrying. That's what it's called, scrying. Look into a crystal ball. It's called scrying. Why do you think it's called a screen? The word screen comes from scrying. It's the same word. It's the root. But people don't know etymology. If you study etymology, you'll be like, oh my gosh. We're deceived. We're all deceived at this point. Like our whole society we live in a witchcraft world ran by a bunch of occultists, ran by a bunch of evil.
That's crazy. Why do you think that is?
Well, it says in the Bible that Satan runs the world. So it actually says, God says that. Like he's the only other person in the Bible that's called a God is Satan. He's called the God of this world. And so like God is good, and this is why Satan runs the world, and Satan is not good. So, think about this right now. Like if God wasn't good.
Did God put Satan in charge?
No. Satan just said on his own, I want to be in charge. He said he wanted to be like God.
Why do you think God allows Satan to keep ruling?
Because he's good. God is good. Because think about it this way, right?
But
now.
not good enough to save us from Satan?
No, that's not what good is.
Okay.
So like right now, if you were God, okay, and I made a bad decision, like I say I did something you didn't want me to do, poof, and I just disappear and I cease to exist, would you be good?
No.
Would everybody be like, you'd be like, hey, you know what? Go get me a drink. Tell him, go get him a drink. He'd be like, yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I'll go get your drink. Would you think he was good? Like you ain't gonna think you good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna, because you would be a tyrant. You would be an evil God. You would be a malicious God. God is good, so he lets us make our decisions.
God is merciful.
He's merciful. He lets us do the wicked things that we do to one another. And he gives freedom to all of his creation, including Satan, including the demons, including the angels. He gives their free will to do what they want because he is good, because he is love. Now he stays on the side of love and good.
What do you think is the point of that, though? What is the end goal? Is it to teach a lesson? Is it for us to evolve, to learn something? What's the end goal of allowing this type of choice and interaction to occur?
Absolutely. It's literally, it is for all of that. And it's for us to know God and to be his friend and to be in communion with God. How are you going to relate to someone if you don't understand things? If you don't understand him, I ain't going to be your friend. And
how will you know good if you don't know bad?
Well, yeah, to some extent,
yeah.
How can you relate to God if you don't have children like he has had us as his children? How are you going to relate to God if you don't experience all the things that are out there? Like it lets you be a friend of God. It says in the Bible, Abraham was a friend of God. Jesus literally says, I didn't call you servants, but I call you friends. That's what he says. Like, God wants to be your friend. Like, it's like he wants friends. That's what God wants. He wants communion. He wants friends. He wants friendship. And how are we going to know? How are we going to walk into that anointing without living through and understanding these things? You know, but he gives us free will. That's why he's good.
Right.
Because like, what good would he be if, let's say, you know, people want to make this argument all the time, and it's like, oh, why didn't he just make everything perfect? Like, what good would it be? Like the reality is this. Let's say you're God, and you make a bunch of little paper people. You make all your little paper people, and then your paper people are there, and you're just like, okay, little paper people, and I pre-program them to know that I'm good, and you will never do anything bad. How boring would that be? How boring. And your little paper people are like, we love you, Lord Leo. You're amazing. Like, you're not going to feel anything. You're like, thank you, my little paper people. I'm done with this experiment, right? But then he makes little paper people, and he gives them free will, and they do whatever they want. They can give you paper cuts. They can run away. They can, you know, and the ones that stay and they turn and they go, did you make me? Are you my God? You're my little paper people. Yeah. It's like, I'm God. I made you. I love you. Yes. Like, wow. Like, you're going to find the paper people that are good in their heart, that you love, that you can connect with, and all the rest, like, whatever. Like, that's why God makes us, you know?
What would you say is the percentage of human beings that are not walking around with demonic spirits?
Like, that's like close to zero, bro. Like, most people have demons attached to them. Most people, like 99%, I would say.
Is that where that phrase came from?
What?
Oh, I'm just battling my demons.
That's one. The irony of that is very true.
Right.
Okay, but people think it's a phrase, bro.
Right.
You don't even like. No, you are probably battling your demons. You probably don't realize it, and you're probably losing if you're having to save that phrase. You're probably losing because you don't battle demons physically. You battle them spiritually with the authority of Christ has been given to us, and you battle them in the spirit with love and with unity.
How do you battle demons?
I cast them out, and I teach people to forgive, and I teach people to love, and I teach people to let go of pride. Pride's a huge one. Like, pride is like a doorway that allows demons to come in. It's like one of the worst ones in the church. Like, Christians are so full of pride, and it's like almost impossible to get the demons out of them from that, bro. Like, but like, forgiveness is huge. You cannot have, if you have unforgiveness in your heart for someone, chances are you got demons. Like demons, it's like a doorway. So a lot of people, like, there's a study they did where there was like people that had cancer, and then the cancer just left their body. They went and interviewed a bunch of people that are like spontaneous remission of cancer study. And they were like, what'd you do? What'd you change? What'd you do? What'd you eat? What'd you, like, trying to figure out how, like, how did it leave? You know, they couldn't figure out the thing because it was like all over the board. People are like, I just gave up and ate ice cream. You know, it's like all over the board. But there was a common consensus. The common consensus was, I came to term that I was going to die, and then I forgave everyone. And then the demons left. Like, when it's like, what? You forgave people and then the cancer left. Sorry, cancer, right? Because cancer and demons, by the way, kind of the same thing, guys, just so you know. But like, it is a form of a demonic spirit that will kill you.
Wow.
It is a sickness. Demons and sickness go hand in hand. So I pray for people and cancer leaves their body. I pray for people, sickness leaves their body.
How do they find you? How do people find you to cast out demons out of them?
They hear from friends of people that have been healed. They go and tell people, and they tell people, and they tell people, and I have a thing online. They just go online. There's
how many have you done?
Dude, thousands at this point. I don't even know, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Probably close to, well, maybe not thousands. Probably like close to 1,000, I would say, maybe. I don't know.
How, probably not at all, but how comparable is it what you do to what happens in the actual movie Exorcism?
Oh, bro. There is an aspect of it that is very much like that, but not to the extent Hollywood dramatizes it.
Of course.
I've had an experience where I was praying for somebody that was demon possessed, and their head started turning like this, and they couldn't look at me. They were like, whoa, like this, and their head started snapping. So I sat on the other side of them, and all of a sudden their head started going the other way. It's not like their head turned around, but I get where that turning around head thing comes from, and it's usually because the demon can't look you in the eye. And the moment, if you're walking in righteousness, when you look at the person in the eye is the window of the souls. When the person has a demon and it's realizing it's about to get kicked out, the demon will freak out and their head will start doing this. And you're like, that's weird.
Crazy.
So but then they dramatize it to like the head turning around all the way. It is an effect, but it's not.
Are you
that
holding
extent.
crosses, holy
No.
water?
No,
None of that.
None of that. That's
Okay.
idolatry. That's idolatry. That is demonic and satanic. Okay, stupid.
Crosses.
Yes, oh, dude, bro. I went to a demon possessed dude's house. Okay, crosses all over all over the place. I got brought into the schizophrenic guy's house, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna pray for this guy." So I go there, and I'm like, "Hey, I walked in. I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" Oh, he's like, "Oh, nothing, blah blah blah," and all of a sudden he's like, "What are you doing here?" And the demon starts talking through him. I'm like, I was brought here to pray for you. And he's like, "Oh yeah?" And he's like, "You and your little Jesus?" And I was like, "Me and my little Jesus, bro. Me and my little Jesus." He goes, "Look around you, fool. Your Jesus is dead. We killed him. Why do you think we put the crosses up?" And I was like, "That's a good point." I was like, pretty good point. If you think that way, I guess, dude. So like the demons, they love crosses. Side note, they love it. And like, children know, again, be sensitive to the spirit. If you brought your child into a Catholic church and there's a dead Jesus on a cross bleeding, your kid's gonna go, like, that's their spirit knowing that is not right. It's so obvious. How do you not recognize your children can see it? Like, it is evil. How do your children not see that? That is wickedness. It's perversion. And it's so obvious. But like, we get so numb to things of the spirit that we can't even pick up on that. Bro, it says in the Bible, like, don't have images that represent God. It straight says it. The second commandment says, don't make an idol. Don't make images that represent God. Bro, how do we not see this? Like, and that's the thing. People put their faith and their hope into idols. God is not one that puts his power into objects. He doesn't like that very much. Okay, like, he's done it before, but it ain't his thing. Okay, God has the authority in us as people. We are his cross bearers. We are his image. We are supposed to walk as Christians in that authority. I don't need no stupid cross to heal somebody. No, I speak to it with authority of Christ that's in me. Like, I am the cross now. I am the carrier of Christ. Like, I don't need to have some image on me to represent that. That's foolishness. And so when we walk in the authority of Christ, we speak with that. And it's like a spiritual wake that goes out. Right. You can feel it right now, probably.
Yeah.
That's Christ.
How do you handle all this energy?
It's the Lord. It's not me, bro. It's not me at all. Like, dude, it's God. Like, that's how it works. And when you're sensitive to the spirit, you learn. I mean, like, it's so rewarding. It's amazing. Like, when you heal somebody, like, it's like the coolest thing ever. Like, it's so cool. It's like, it almost makes you like, I remember, like, we prayed for this old lady, and like, her back like was like hunched over all the time. And when she was just like, "Yeah, I need some prayer, that'd be cool." And like, we pray, and bro, the bones in her body moved in my hands. I never experienced anything like that, but bro, dude, that was insane. Wow. Like, putting my hands and feeling her bones go, bro, she grew like 2 inches. Like, the bump on her back gone. Like, and forever.
Does that make you emotional right now?
Dude, yeah, just thinking about it, because it was so epic. And like, just seeing her, it was like every time I'd see her, she was just like so happy, and she's just like super straight and standing up. Like, dude, it was just like, it was awkward to see her at first because she was always like hunched over. But like, we prayed, bro. It's so epic. Like,
why do you think you were chosen, Bryan?
I wasn't chosen. Like, I was just available, dude. Like, I was just available, and I just like listened. Like,
is that what you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't think you were chosen?
God chooses people, I suppose. It says that, he's like, he chooses people that choose him. He knows that, and he loves the people that go all in. That's what I'll say. He loves the people that go all in, because there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'll just add Christianity to the side of my boat. Okay. Like, I'll just add it to the side of what I'm doing. But like, when you're the type of person that goes all in, God really loves you. God really loves you. It says in the word, he'd rather you be hot than cold. If you're lukewarm, he'll spit you out. It says
please help me define what that means to go all in on God. What does that look like?
It looks like all your crazy friends, all your friends, probably you, probably all the ones that people go, yeah, he's crazy. Oh yeah, he's, like, when you do something, you go all in. You do it probably. Yes. That's like how you are.
100%.
Yeah, I can feel that on your spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. So like, when you see something, you're like, I'm going to do this all the way. I'm going to go all in with this.
Yes.
Like, that's the kind of person God looks for, because those people, when they find the truth of God, guess what? You go all in.
Yes.
And it's even funnier, because other people will be like, wait, he's just on another kick or whatever. No, dude, this is God. And so like, it says, like, it's very clear, like when you start walking in the spirit, it's like, it's so like powerful when God can use you, and you learn to be humble, and you got to like give up pride. And then God will use you. He chooses you. He chooses whoever is like willing.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Like God uses other people. God use anybody. You know what I mean? God uses homeless people. But so it's irrelevant. But God will use you if you're in that space. But he really likes those people to go all in. I'll tell you that much.
Are we in a simulation and are there aliens?
So aliens are demons. They're very much demons. Like every single situation I've dealt with people that have had demonic encounters, it's identical to alien abductions. Like it's like straight up the same thing. So they are demons. You can look up Aleister Crowley. He's like one of the fathers of Satanism, I guess you could say. He's like a huge, huge influence over the satanic world. He wrote like Thelema and all this satanic religious stuff, texts that they use. He actually conjures a demon out in the desert somewhere. And the drawing that he depicts of the demon that he conjures, his demon's name's Lamb. So if you type in Aleister Crowley Lamb, that's a demon. Okay, demon Lamb, Lam. You will see a drawing that he drew of it, and it's an alien. Like when you see it, you're like, this is the demon that he conjured, bro. That's not that's an alien. Like it's got a big old head, and you see it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty weird that he's conjuring demons that look like what we think aliens look like.
Right.
And so like that's what demons look like. They're some of their physical trait appearances. If they were to physically manifest, which they have an ability to some extent to make physical manifestation from their previously lost bodies. They have ways of, it's a whole nother realm of reality when we go into like aliens and stuff. But, aliens are, for short, aliens are demons. What was the other question you asked me about?
Simulation.
Oh yeah, we're definitely in a simulation. Like absolutely. This is God's simulation though. It's a simulation to find out those whose hearts are truly his. Those that truly love him. Those that want to know him. It's how he finds his friends, where he's looking for friends. And we're in the simulation, the God friend finder simulation, if you want to call it, or something. But yeah,
What a way to look at it. That's a very interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
So are we in a rock flying through space?
I mean, I don't know.
Is there a firmament?
I mean, these are good questions that we talk about. It looks like there's one when Elon Musk's rocket hit that, right? I mean, that was pretty weird, right?
It was pretty weird.
That was pretty weird. I ain't never seen clouds or smoke disperse like that. I'm just saying, that was pretty interesting to see that, right? And to see how it went this way and then just, and it looked like it was like water. It looked like water up there.
Very interesting, right?
Very fascinating.
Do you think we've gone to the moon?
Absolutely not. That is a joke. That is 100% a joke. There's no way we went to the moon. No way. No, I could, dude, there's so many subjects on that I could talk about. 100% we did not go to the moon.
Are you a flat earther?
I am not personally a flat earther. But I think that there's no way we went to the moon still.
Got it.
There's absolutely no way. But there's a lot of reasons why. I've looked into a lot of this like sort of scientific stuff to look at it. I can't quantify the way the stars move. I mean, it's possible that we're still the center of the earth. Which is what I think the deception is. It's possible and more probable to me that we are the center of the earth and that the entire universe is rotating around us. And so we have this perception that the
geocentric.
Yeah, geocentric, but we have a perception that the heliocentric model is the sun, but the model works exactly the same if we're the center and not moving, or if we're moving even just subtly, slowly. It would work almost identical. So like, and we can see the stars because the stars rotate around the northern star and then around the southern star. So the stars have to be in some form of a globe shape.
What are
rotating around
stars?
us.
Why are they even there?
Well, it's really fascinating because the word star in the Bible is actually the same word for angel. So it's the same word. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Yeah. So stars and angels they believe that they were the angels looking down on us. And so it's the same like word every time. So like, we don't really know what these words per se are, but like, I think the stars are, they're could be spiritual entities looking down into our world, and maybe they're fixed in their locations and that's where they stay. And this is how they observe the world from above. I don't know. Could be balls of gas. I don't know. They could be rocks. I don't know. Like, but in the physical sense, okay. But in the spiritual sense, they're probably angels. And another fascinating fact is, I don't even know this, but there's 200 major craters on the earth. Do you know this? There's 200 major craters. In the book of Enoch, there's about 200 fallen angels that hit the earth. Isn't that funny? Pretty interesting correlation, you could say. Like who wouldn't have, guessed that? I mean, and it's where we get the word falling star. It doesn't mean falling star. It means fallen angel, bro. That's what fallen star comes from. And when you wish upon a star, like Jiminy Cricket teaches you to do, that's making a deal with the devil, bro. That's exactly what that is.
When you're wishing upon a star,
yes, you are. That's what that is.
So when you blow an eyelash and you make a wish.
I think that's different, but that's just wishing, whatever. But when your wish upon a star thing means making a deal with a fallen angel. That's what that is.
Wow.
That's where this stems from. I mean, everything in Disney is occultic, by the way. Like Disney is so satanic in so many different ways. Like Disney, like dude, bro, if we talk about Disney, you're just like bro, like Pinocchio is so wicked and evil. Like, dude, that's where Jiminy Cricket, when you wish upon a star, like this is where that comes from. Like, I mean, they think about it. Like they take little boys to Pleasure Island. What did Jeffrey Epstein take little boys to? I wonder, And then the nose grows when he tells a lie. What does it have to do with lying? What is your nose growing? Is that not a phallic symbol? That's a pretty weird thing to grow. Like what else grows? Nothing else grows on a little boy. Okay, the whole thing. And his dad's name is Geppetto. Oh, whoa, we missed that one. Geppetto, more like Geppettophile. That's what it is. And it's all right there in your face, but we totally, completely miss it. And like they take stupid little boys to Pleasure Island and then they get transformed into asses. Huh. What do they do to little boys? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that disturbing? And when you see these things, dude, whatever pedophile made this movie came up with this idea, whether he channeled the message, which I'm pretty sure because there is the original writer, author, he probably channeled the message from a demon making a joke of this. Some other dude said, oh, what a great movie. We should make this into a movie, who was also probably endowed with the same pederistic spirit, okay? And same thing, literally just evolved, and the demon went and followed along the trail. They are probably doing, and dude, they made this movie, and he probably showed it to all their pedo friends, and the pedo friends were laughing, thinking this movie was hilarious, that they're showing it to children. And the children have no idea that this is straight a perverted, occultic symbol, like distortion. Bro, Jonah in the Bible gets swallowed by the whale.
Yep.
But in Pinocchio, oh, no, don't worry about the Bible. It's not from the Bible. That's Pinocchio that gets swallowed by the whale. Yeah, a little pedo story. Like, bro, it's so disturbing. Like, all the movies like this. I could break down any Disney movie. It would just like, it's just like, whoa, all of them are disturbing like this.
Was The Matrix a documentary?
The Matrix, that's a funny thing to think about, because the author of The Matrix, the real author, his name is Tom Althouse, I believe. Have you heard of this guy?
No.
So the real author of The Matrix.
I thought it was a black woman, no?
Yeah, that's the fake woman that they put in place so that way you wouldn't catch Tom Althouse's story.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because when you hear Tom Althouse's story, he was straight involved in the occult, and he was involved in a pedo child ring, and he was molested. And he said he wrote the story to avoid the trauma that the elites were doing to him and the stuff that he was involved in, to avoid it. And when you hear Tom Althouse's story, bro, he is not a good storyteller. So he's just like, he's not good at talking. So it's not, like some people are like really good at talking. You kind of like question if what they're saying is true.
Right.
When you hear Tom speaking, you're like, dude, this guy is like he's not lying. Like, bro, it's very disturbing. And he even talks about Keanu Reeves, I believe, sacrificing his child and his wife eventually.
Really?
Oh yeah, bro. He talks about some stuff that's really dark. And he's like, bro, his movie got hijacked, and then he said he wrote the script because he was being molested by these guys. They read his script and took it. And bro, throughout the whole movie, like Neo's license, his birthday is the dude's birthday. Like they killed the dude, Tom Althouse's children, I believe, got murdered as well.
Wow.
And like a bunch of other stuff that he talks about. It's crazy. Like when you look into it, there's like a significance to like a lot of
What do you
stuff
think
in the movie.
about the directors, the Wachowski brothers?
Sisters?
Brother. Well, they were brothers. Now they're sisters.
Yeah, okay. They made one good movie called The Matrix, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
And then the movie after that was so stupid, no one picked it up. And then the movie after that they tried to write was so stupid, no one picked it up. And then I think they got away with doing some kind of movie, but again, it was such a big fail, it just completely flopped. What are the chances of some random people making this movie that is a brilliant, developed movie, and then afterwards I think they wanted to make some lizard people go to high school movie or some stupid thing, I don't know. Anyways, look it up. Tom Alhouse talks about it. It's so improbable, and he's got the receipts. He actually took them to court, I think, and sued them and stuff, and I think he won some situation. I forget all the details, but then they released this woman that you mentioned and have her go out and said, I'm the one that wrote The Matrix, so that it would bury the story of him, because when he started talking about it, they were getting like, there's some backlash coming. So yeah, so they're literally like, he actually, his story actually covers Oblivion, Matrix, and one other movie that he wrote.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he called it The Immortals was his movie originally. And it's like, and the way he tells the story was supposed to be, it actually blends all of it in more logical sense together. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but he was involved in the occult. He was very much involved in this witchcraft world where they're sacrificing, doing pederistic stuff to children. The whole the whole movie industry is sick. Okay. And like every theme in these things is like, it reflects back deeper understandings that you don't even realize spells are being put on you. Even The Matrix. I mean, they're putting subtle spells on people when you watch it. Like I don't watch movies. Like I don't watch them because like I understand witchcraft and I recognize it. I don't even listen to music, actually. I don't listen to music. I don't watch movies. Like I'm like I try to listen to the spirit more than anything. And so when you learn to listen to the spirit,
is there music that you could listen to?
I could listen to music if I wanted to. It's irrelevant, but I just don't, because I try to listen in the spirit more. So like when you're listening to the spirit more, but I mean, like music sways your spirit, whether you realize it or not. Those emotional pulls, those are demons trying to attach to you a lot of times. Like you like listen to Linkin Park or something, and there's like, or some Rage song. That's a spirit trying to attach to you, that emotion. And when you sing along with that song, you are evoking a spirit. You don't even realize it. You're coming to agreement with something demonic. It's tethering to your soul, and that spirit's coming into you. The dude, when that moved, there was a song, I think it was like F the Police or something that came out. When that came out, bro, 300% increase in police violence. Like 300% increase instantly within, I think it was like a month or something.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a witchcraft spell being put out. All the demons are going out and like feeding off of it. They call it loosh, I believe it's called. It's like the negative energy of something. Demons feed off of it. Dude, the wars, every war that you've ever heard of or seen is a human sacrifice ritual. That is a satanic human sacrifice ritual. Demons love war. They love the war space because all this kind of weird crap happens. All this weird evil stuff happens in the war space.
Right.
Okay, it's all wickedness that goes on.
Humanity breaks down.
Yeah, and there's people like raping people in war zones, and there's people killing other people in war zones, and so much wickedness happens.
The worst of the worst.
Yeah, they love this. They love this kind of stuff. Like that is so evil. It is so pure evil. Every single war situation. Nobody wants war. You don't want war. I don't want. Nobody wants war. No. Not a single person wants war. You know who wants war? The elites that work for the occult, that are part of human sacrifice rituals, just like that little pyramid I was telling you about. They want to give the sacrifice of the blood to the demon to gain the knowledge and understanding.
Okay, it's time.
Okay.
Who is the occult? Who owns the occult? How does it maintain power from generation to generation, from century to century? How does that fucking work?
Yeah, so it hasn't always been in power. For a long time, there was a time where it wasn't. But it's regained its power. And
when was it not in power?
Well, for about 1,000 years, it probably wasn't in power fully. And that was like what we call the Dark Ages, but it wasn't dark. It was probably the Light Ages. And a lot of like That's why we have the most elaborate cathedrals and structures being built in a time where they told you, oh, no one wrote down any history and nobody. Yeah, well, why didn't write it down? Why? Because the whole world's in peace. Who's going to write down? Oh, Susan went and got her eggs from Sally today. That doesn't. You don't need to write that down. There's nothing needed to be written down because the world was in peace. But then Satan came out and was let out because Satan was bound for about 1,000 years. It talks about this in Revelation. This is a whole nother subject, but this will take a minute to go down. So maybe
Let's do it. No, go for it.
I don't know.
Go for it.
But like we're living past the time of Revelation, likely. Okay. And so like everybody's like, you've heard of Revelation?
Yes, of course.
Heard of the rapture?
Yes.
All that stuff happened.
When? Where?
Before the Dark Ages. Like all of it. Like when the temple got destroyed in about 70 AD. Like Jesus came back. The people reported about it in historical context.
Really?
Oh yeah. People talk about the sun. They talk about this chariots of troops in the sky coming. You know, they talk about all kinds of stuff, but they've expunged a lot of this from our history books and they don't want you to read about it. And then they told you it was the Dark Ages. But then we, like out of the Dark Ages, we have this world of peace. You can see old footage and old video footage of these towns and cities and stuff that just like, you know, it's so obvious that like our world that we are living in has been manipulated and lied and painted over. We were just looking at old world buildings here that are just like from clearly not from the time that they said that these things were built. Some of this stuff is built way before. Some of the stuff has arrived way before. Like there's a lot of things that, you know, my buddy, when you talk to JT, my buddy, he'll talk a lot about this. This is some of the things he likes to talk about a lot. I talk about it to a lot of Christians when they know the Bible more, and like I can show them Bible verses and stuff of things that have happened. Like I can point to a lot of stuff in the biblical text that says like, hey, this happened here, and I can show you in history this happened at this event here. Like there was a time, it says in the Bible in Revelation that the moon will go dark and turn blood red. That happened. Like our moon right now.
Isn't that today?
Bro, so yeah, blood moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
999.
Yep. Well, our moon is red because of pollution.
What
in
a
the
coincidence
atmosphere.
having you on this date today. Isn't that interesting?
Hey, you know what? The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does.
So worked out.
Yeah.
But the all of this, a lot of these things happen. Like, and there was a time where this stuff went away, but it's come back with a force and a vengeance. And it talks about in Revelation 20 that Satan will be imprisoned for 1,000 years. And then it says, then he'll be let out. Okay. And it says, once he's let out, so just read Revelation 20 for Christians that are listening right now. A lot of Christians might be like, this guy's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Go read Revelation 20 and we'll talk about the Statue of Liberty then. And you'll see that Satan was let out. And that's why the Statue of Liberty has a chain on his foot that's broken. Okay. And that's why like it is Satan parading that he has been set free, that he's been let out. That's why
So you're telling me that Statue of Liberty is Satan. It was a gift from France to the U.S.
No, a gift from French Freemasonry that worship the occult to the U.S. Keep going.
That celebrating the release of Satan.
Yes, that was the release of Satan. Yeah, that's why there's a broken chain on its foot. If you look up just look up the statue of Satan. I gotta show you these images, bro. I gotta show you images so you can see. But if you type in statue of Satan, you'll see it. I don't know. Can you show images on your channel?
I think I've seen it. I will add it.
Okay. So type in Statue of Liberty.
I'll make sure my team adds it right here.
Yes, team add it. Okay. So type in Statue of Satan.
I think I've seen it. It's white. It's a white statue, tall. Looks like that face a little bit. He's got a sword, I think in one hand, or no? No.
Well, there's a painting of Lucifer. So if you type in painting of Lucifer, there's one where he's like this, and it's called Lucifer Conjuring His Armies. I think that's what the painting is called. And then that's like the same face as the Statue of Liberty. But there's a statue. If you type in statue of Lucifer, Czech bank, it sits on the top of the Czech bank. It is the same statue, but it's the statue of Lucifer. And he's holding a torch in his hand. He's got a lion next to him and a globe with the earth. It's Lucifer. Like, I gotta show you it. I gotta show you it. Can I show it to you?
Yes.
Sure. Just when you see it, you're gonna be like, what the heck? Okay. So
what does as above, so below mean to you?
Oh man. That's a satanic thing. And when we get into who owns the world, Czech bank. Look at this. Okay. When we get into the as above, so below, I'll show you okay. Here is the statue of Lucifer.
Oh man, where is this?
That's in Czech Republic, I think. Czech bank. What does that look like to you?
Wow.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Look, it's got the crown and everything. That's just one of the statues. There's actually multiple statues of Lucifer that you can find.
That's crazy.
And so, like, when you start looking into it, you realize that's Satan. And there's multiple statues of liberties. There's not.
Why is that in Czech Republic?
Because Satan rules that region. In fact, there's Statue of Liberties in every country. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, dude. They're not just Statue of Liberty here. Okay, there's Statue of Liberty in China, bro. There are statues of liberty all over the place.
What would you consider that statue of Jesus in Brazil?
False idolatry. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Got it.
whatever. It's irrelevant. And like,
Understood.
sure, you might go there and you might have a cool spiritual, like, feeling
Right.
something cool.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. Great. But God's not in objects made by men. God is so much beyond that. He's so much more than
Tell
this.
me why he doesn't like objects.
Well, because you're giving worship to the creation rather than to the creator.
Even though we're using that item as a symbol of the creator.
So in Satanism, you have to have an object to conjure a spirit.
That's why. That's the real answer. That makes sense.
You can't like spirits need an okatarium. It's called a vessel, is what it's called. Okatarium. It's a vessel or an object in order for the spirit to be tethered to, so that way it can be spoken by. Like, they love crystal balls because anything shiny that reflects off of it, they can see. Any sound that bounces off that object, they can hear. Demons tether, they embody, they endow themselves into objects, and that's the spiritual covering that becomes like a phone for them. And they are able to communicate through this type of device. And so, like, this is idolatry. And like, God is so much, he doesn't need an object. So to relegate him to an object is diminishing how big and how great and how amazing God is. He's not some weak little fairy thing that's got to be bound to some object. Okay, God is everything. He's in the breath that you speak. He's inside of you. He's in your breath. God is the reason why you are
Yahweh.
alive. Yahweh. Yes. He's the reason why you're alive. You think God wants to be relocated to an object when he is everything? He's every living creature. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why he's not a fan of objects. Okay? I don't know. That was a good answer.
That was
at
a
least.
great answer.
Okay. So
That was a great answer.
that's demons love objects though. Okay. I will tell you that. They love objects. I have to break objects all the time. When I pray for people, they have to smash stuff that they've been hanging on to. And like, bro, the demon leaves and the sickness leaves and the curse leaves. All the stuff leaves.
That's crazy. Bro, after you leave, I'm going to completely change the items in the studio.
Good. That's the Lord's conviction in you, bro. That's your heart. You're listening to your heart. That's this Holy Spirit in you, bro. That's God inside of you already.
That's crazy.
He's already talking to you. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
You said it, I felt it.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. That's the Lord. That's hallelujah. So yeah.
That's crazy.
So the like Satan though, like, you asked the question, like, who is the occult?
Yeah.
Like, the occult is basically Satan, who's trying to retake over this earth and corrupt everything and destroy everything, and like bring people. I think Satan's goal. This is my goal. My suspicion. My goal. Satan's goal for what he wants. Okay, this is my suspicion of this. I think he wants to bring as many people away from God and into the space of nothingness, or into hell, that maybe God might recant his decision of hell. I think that's kind of maybe what he's wanting. Like it kind of seems like Satan just wants to bring as many people into the darkness and the suffering, so that way God might go, you know what? I feel really bad for everyone. I'm just going to cease this to exist. And I think that's kind of his goal, is what it seems like. But we don't really know his motives.
Why do you think Lucifer or Satan would want this to cease to exist?
Because he'd rather cease than be in perpetual suffering. Hell wasn't created for us. Like hell, we some of us might go to hell.
Right.
Like, but the reason why we would go, maybe not even forever. Maybe it's for a time. Maybe it's for a moment. People think it's forever always, but it's not necessarily even clear on like what hell is. Or maybe some people will die and cease to exist. Maybe some people just will. But like hell for the angels, they knew better, and they were infinite, and they made a decision in infinity. So hell is a just punishment for them. So them suffering in this lake of fire for eternity, that's fair to what they did. In comparison, like all the wickedness and evil things that are in this world that exist today is because of what they did. It's because of the fallen angels. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for their influence.
Bro, what is an angel?
It's a spiritual entity. It's a messenger of God. It is an Elohim. It is the purveyors of what God gives orders, and gives them free will to go and do.
Do we have more choice and freedom than angels?
I think the angels had just as much choice. I mean, like
Okay.
Satan wouldn't have been able to choose to go against
Right,
God. If
right,
he wasn't.
okay. Got
He
it.
had to have had free will. A lot of Christians will be like, angels don't have free will. No,
Right.
they do. They have free will. Absolutely. They can choose to serve God, or they choose not. So like, yeah, we have free will just the same. You know, they just have a consequence. It's a lot more heavier if they choose not God, which is like perpetual hellfire. But again, they're in a realm outside of time. So it's like for you and me, it's like time is what governs our decision to make choices and
Got
not
it.
be held accountable. Because like right now, like if you, like let's say you steal something now, small, okay, it's only a matter of time till you steal something bigger.
Right.
Then you steal something bigger. Then you hurt someone. Then you stab someone. Then you shoot someone. Time's the only thing that's governing your principle of what you deem as wicked. Okay, in a realm outside of time, when the angels went against God, they infinitely decided to do every wicked thing they ever would do. Period. They chose infinitely. I'm going to go against God. And within a second, they raped, killed, murdered, and did every wicked thing because they lived and they existed in a realm outside of time. Okay. But like part of their decision to go against God is the reason why he created earth in the first place. Then he created us, and he created time, and he took infinity and he stretched it out. And he was like, okay, now I'm going to create this place called earth, and I'm going to create these things called humans, and they're going to be born knowing nothing, and they're going to die knowing nothing. And you're going to see if they still choose me as a testimony to the angels. And the angels were pissed. So that Satan was like, this place we want to be in that time realm. Let us live in there. And God said, you're right. I'm fair and I'm just. You can live in the time realm too. So God allowed Satan and the fallen angels that were in perpetual hell and a perpetual suffering because they chose perpetual evil. Okay. Like when they chose evil, they didn't know hell existed. And that was their argument. Like they didn't know all the mysteries, the Bible says. So when they went against God, they're like, what is he going to do? Uncreate us? Let's go against God and do everything wicked. And then God snapped his fingers and made hell, and it just like broke their reality. And then they went crying to him and say, this isn't fair. This isn't just. It's like, no. You infinitely did wickedness. So now you will infinitely suffer. Okay. And so then they get the humans as a testimony. God's like, and I'll create humans to show you, what you did was wrong. And they're like, we didn't know. God's like, I'll make them know nothing. They'll know nothing when they're born, and they'll die knowing nothing. And you'll see if they still choose me. It's not about what you know. And so he created us as that testimony to the angels, the Bible says. And so when you see that, you're like, oh, okay, so that's what that is. That's what we're supposed to be. But then Satan's like pissed, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to make those humans defile God and go against him since they don't know. And that's why God's heart towards us isn't like, I'm sending you to hell if you disobey. God's heart is like, don't go to hell. You don't have to. Like, I'm sending you forgiveness. That's what Jesus is for. All you got to do is walk away from that wickedness inside your heart. The wickedness. And the reason why we do wicked things is because we're broken. Like, you don't choose to do wicked things. Like, people are like, oh, I do this thing. I was wicked. I did a lot of wicked stuff. And it was because I was broken. I was polyamorous for a long time. And like, that was because I was broken, dude. Like, I had this broken connection with my family.
Can you define that for those that don't know?
Polyamory?
Yep.
Like I had 2 or more girlfriends at any one given time that lived with me. And so that was my lifestyle. Okay. And
How long did you live like that for?
like probably like 7 years, I think. So I made it work, but it wasn't good and it wasn't of the Lord. It was because there was broken parts in me. You know,
Were you already on this path that you are now, or no?
No. The God woke me up and slapped me and took me out of that lifestyle. I gave it all up, bro. Like, here's the thing. Like, people think, like, a lot of Christians are like, oh, I turned to Jesus because I was on drugs. I never did a drug. I never drank a drop of alcohol, but I was definitely polyamorous. I had 2 girlfriends, okay? Like, this is my lifestyle, like, all the time. Like, I'm not one of those Christians that, like, I turned to Jesus because I was on drugs and I was dying and Jesus saved me. Bro, no, I turned to Jesus because I saw the power of God and I could not deny it. One of my girlfriends got demon possessed, literally got a demon in her, and she thought she was bipolar, and she thought she was sick, and she had like body spasms. And I was like, this is not normal. I've known you for like this many years. Like, what is going on? Like, this is so not normal. And it felt like something spiritual more. Went to a bunch of churches, asked if they cast out demons or called them. I didn't go to them. And none of them did. They were all like, oh, we don't do that. And I'm like, what you think the demons took a break? Like, what are you doing? Like, I know your Bible better than you, and I don't even freaking go to church. Like, what do you like? Mark 16:17, cast out demons. Jesus says these signs will follow the Christians. What kind of a Christian are you, bro? Like, bro, what the heck? Prayed, asked the Lord, and dude, a guy shows up at my day the next day. First, God tells me to get rid of some stuff, and I crush a bunch of idols that I had in my house. And the next day, this random dude shows up at my door, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, oh, I'm here to meet you, is what he tells me. I'm like, what? To meet me? I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm working with another client. This is at my business. And I'm like, working with a client. I'm like, so do you have a business? No. Do you need design work? No. Do you need stickers? No. I'm like, okay. It's like, keep working. And finally, I like finished that. I'm like, listen, old guy, I'm about to kick you out of my building. I don't know who you are. And you're kind of creeping me out. Like, here to meet me. You don't need design. You don't need this. But what do you do? And the dude goes to me, looks me dead in the eye and goes, I do miracles. And I teach people how to cast out demons and how to heal people. And he goes, I'm pretty sure God told me to come here today. Bro, it's the most craziest experience.
Crazy.
Bro, it was so insane. Dude ends up praying for my girlfriend.
In California,
in my shop. And so, like, dude, prays for my girlfriend, instantly healed. I've never seen anything like it. She couldn't sleep at night, gone away. Like, I had never seen her sleep a whole night before. Totally healed. Like, had depression, gone. She had anxiety, gone. She had like body spasms and then bipolar, gone. All of it's gone. Like, instant from a dude praying for her. Like, bro, like, I was like, dude, she would get motion sickness. We would drive and she couldn't even look at her phone. She'd like, I can't look at my phone. It's making me sick. Gone. The motion sickness left her body, bro. She didn't get the motion sickness anymore. Like, dude, it was insane. It was so insane. And like, when I saw that, I'm like, what is this? Like, I've seen in church people like do the, brother got healed, and then like a week later he's sick again. Oh, I guess Jesus didn't heal him. Like, dude, that's baby stuff. This is nonsense. Like, what I have witnessed is the power of God in a way that I can't even, like, how you describe that, dude? I'm not a Christian because I was dying and my world was terrible. No, dude, my world was great. I had 2 girlfriends. I had whatever I want. I was fine. My world's tough now. My life is tougher now being a Christian. Okay, like it wasn't. And that's great, though, because the Lord teaches you and shows you things now.
Right.
So it's like, I'd rather be in the space I'm in now than where I was, because I was oblivious to knowing God. I have a friend. God is my friend now. And it's like, and I have understanding and peace and things. But like, I had a lot of that stuff. Like, I'm not, like, God, yeah. I gave it up, dude. I gave up my life. I gave up my polyamorous. How many guys do you know that have 2 girlfriends are going to be like, hey, listen, I'm not going to continue this anymore. Like, not very many, okay? So not very many at all, if there's any, okay? Like, that's not a lifestyle, guys. It's like, I'll believe that. Not. Okay, bro, I'm not here because I'm some weak, dying, suffering thing. Like, I'm here because I saw the power of God, and I can't deny it. Like, you cannot deny when I've seen people get healed. Like, I've literally seen miracles. I've literally done miracles, dude. I've like touched people, and like the cancer's left their body, which is insane to me. So like, this is what I do as a Christian. So it's not like, I don't know, a lot of the, I don't know, silly, boring Christianity. I don't even know how like some Christians like live their life and don't sin and don't do like, oh, I'm a Christian and I just go to church every Sunday. Dude, that is so boring to me. That is so, they do, I don't even know how they do it. I don't even know how you do that. Like, I know how to serve God. I know how to be a Christian according to the Bible. I know how to like heal people. And God gave me a platform and said, delete. Dude, I was famous. I was kind of popular before I did any of this. Like I sword fought with Logan Paul and I did some other stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Like, yeah. And I was kind of popular, sort of. And then God said, delete all your stuff when I started serving him. I was like, what? But God, like I was like, all these people are going to see my testimony of changing from being this dude that was worldly to this. And God said, delete it. And I was like, what? I was like, but, and he was like, no, delete it. He's like, can I not make you more famous than anything else you've ever done? So this is a good point. I was like, all right, God. So deleted it. I deleted all of it. I deleted my account, deleted it all, and lost all those followers and everything. And God just said one day, make a TikTok. I never even had a TikTok like that. Made a TikTok, boom, it just blew up overnight. And then like God said, I'm going to bring you before people. I'm going to bring you before famous people. And I was like, okay. And then boom, famous people just started contacting me, and I just started praying and witnessing to them and going on podcasts and doing other stuff. Like it was all God. Like I didn't have to try. I didn't have to do anything. God remade, and he said, now remake your stuff. You don't, I was just like, I don't need your silly little followers that you have. It's like, okay, all right, God, okay, you got this. Like, I'm just going to follow you. So God's been carrying me. Say what?
How old are you?
Like 38.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you want kids?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Gotta get the wife situation figured out first, and the children and all that. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Like the Lord's bringing me into that right now. So I'm like, I'm going to figure this out.
Do you think there will ever be a time in human history where there's no war, no pain, no suffering for humanity?
I mean, I think there potentially was, and I think now what's coming next is in Revelation 20. And I think what's going to happen is there is a huge war that's coming, and it's going to be a war between those that are God's children, the people that recognize the Spirit, like I'm explaining to you, and recognize love, and those that don't. And it's going to be a dichotomy. There's going to be a bunch of people that come against the camp of God's saints, of his people of righteousness, and they're going to turn on us. And it says in Revelation that fire comes down from heaven and destroys them, and then Satan is bound and thrown into the lake of fire forever with the false prophet, and the mark of the beast and all that stuff's done. So like the beast is in there already. So yeah, that's what I would say is coming.
How close do you think we are to that?
You know, there's a comet that's supposedly supposed to hit the earth around 2030 that is supposedly gonna just miss the earth. But there's this dude that's pretty prophetic who's talked about it actually hitting the earth. That could be the fire that rains down from heaven. I mean, it could be, I don't know, you know, and it says they also, it's called Apophis, this comet. And if that comet misses us, it will actually swing back around and hit us again in exactly 7 years if it doesn't hit us this time.
So 2037.
2029, so 2036 or 2037, yeah. And it's like, you know, it's very, I mean, this is just speculation I'm talking right here. I don't know. God hasn't given me some understanding, but that's what, I mean, I'm feeling like, you know, people should be right by 2029 just to be sure, because when this comes, it could be something. And the dude that prophesied this, he said, you will see it in the sky. So we'll see it. So we'll see a comet coming towards us in the sky, and it will slowly be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if it comes, like, I don't know. I mean, this could be just silliness, and maybe we just keep going and it's nothing. I mean, I'm not a doomsday person, but I think there is a sense of urgency that the Lord has right now, because he's calling his people that are his like never before. I've never seen anything like it right now. There's so many people that are becoming Christians like on an intense level. I don't know if you've noticed. Have you noticed like Christian?
How much?
Dude, bro, so many people are like turning to God like never, like in droves.
I think there's like 10 million more Christians than there were in 2010.
Dude, that makes perfect sense to me. Like, it is insane how many people are turning to Christ. And it's like so fascinating. And that's usually a pretty good sign that something bad is coming. That's my theory, at least, because it's like, whoa, God usually wakes people up before he calls them to them before they die, because he doesn't want them to be in hell. So he calls them. And so you'll see this, a lot of people right before they die, they usually become very much in alignment with Christ or in alignment with God, and then they pass away. So if the whole world's doing it, makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
One last question for you. What do you think of America in our current state and current political state?
Oh man, we are the arm of the beast. We're like
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
it's a satanic organization, a satanic culture. This is like, and I would say Israel's probably the head of the beast, just so you know. And it's a satanic nation. I mean, America.
Explain to me, how can that be? How can Israel, right, the land that's in the Bible, the land of
There's so many.
right, like explain how that could have turned so drastically.
because if you understand where we're at in Revelation, we're past the time of Christ when he came back and that stuff. We're those people that are claiming to be God's people is actually a lot of times like there was a hijacking that happened. Okay, so they hijacked what was the culture of the original God's people, and then they've like perverted it and twisted it into this occult. So that the highest order of the occult is Judaism in some capacities, not all of it, okay, and not everybody,
right.
but like the highest order is. And so when you realize like that's the ultimate perversion because they were God's people, and now it's like a middle finger to God, like saying, "Oh, look what we've done with your people."
To God's people.
Yeah, it's like we're now the occult. We're now the ones that are governing everything in a satanic manner and bringing about this destruction and perversion into our society and into our world. And so it's not like that's what America is, a big arm of that. We're the arm that's pushing a lot of this perversion. Like, dude, look at our westernized culture. It's so perverse compared to other countries. It is so wicked to other countries. And we make other countries broken, and we do it on purpose for other countries so that way we can siphon of everything from them.
Yeah.
We siphon things out of them.
Oil, resources.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's us or Israel that's doing it to pretty much the whole world. I don't know if you haven't noticed that.
I have.
It's us or Israel doing all the wickedness to all the other world. And if you either don't sign on board, guess what? You must have nukes in your place, and we're going to deserve to get bombed if you don't sign on board with what we are doing, which is westernized world, which westernized culture is wicked. It's so evil. It's like, but people don't recognize it like that because it's so hidden into our culture. But it's like,
is there some good?
Sure, there's been a lot of good that America has produced. There's been a lot of good. We've raised a lot of like Christian values. The people are good. The country and the government, not so much.
Got it.
The people are good. There's a lot of good people. It doesn't mean that, but our government is like ran by a bunch of pedophiles, satanic pedophiles that literally worship the devil. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it sounds funny to say it because it seems so unreal, but
is there a reason why they're pedophiles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a purpose to it, or is it just because they like children?
Absolutely. So when you have so much power, what do you want?
More power?
Yeah. Well, you want what you can't have. When you have everything, what do you want? You want what you can't have. What can't you have? That's where the distortion of perversion goes. Like people, like a lot of people, perversion is just, it's really just a satanic agenda in general. Like, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, when I pray for people, a lot of the demons in the Bible, they'll refer to themselves as they or us or we. It says in the Bible. Like, the demons literally say, "What do you want with us, Jesus?" They refer to themselves as they, them. Huh. That's pretty fitting, right? In our culture, how much they, them is being pushed on us. Okay. And you're like, that's pretty weird that the they, them, I mean, Pride Month, if you put the words together, Pride Month, this word from month, it spells demon. Pride Month, it's ironic. Have you ever seen that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now. Yes.
EMONTH. Pride Month is demon. And it's literally like it's a demonic agenda.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe show a picture for people they don't see. But like it's a satanic agenda. It is completely demonic. The they thems are totally demonized. They don't realize it. They don't see it. They don't recognize what's going on. They call themselves, there's people that are they thems call themselves furries. Okay, bro, and those furries, or they call them therions. Bro, you know where the word therion comes from? Aleister Crowley's work. Okay, one of the fathers of developing Satanism has the word therion in it. It's in his occultic text. Animal, human, bestiality, mixing of the genetics, which goes all the way back to the fallen angels who were mating with animals and humans and mixing of the genetics, creating characters like Thor and the Goat Man, like satyrs and centaurs. These were things that really existed, but this is where it stems from. And so that whole agenda of perversion is perversion. And here's the thing, like a lot of people, it's like, you know, if you're attracted to dudes, I'm going to say something, anybody gay, this might convict you. I'm going to give you some understanding. If you really think about what you're actually attracted to, are gay people attracted to other men, or are they attracted to secrecy? And I explain this to a lot of people a lot of times, and they realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually attracted to the perversion. I'm not attracted to the other dude. They're attracted to secrecy. And I've explained this to a lot of people, and it like fixes their mindset.
What do you mean?
They're attracted to the idea of doing something bad in the dark and in the secret and having a secret and doing something that
What if they're out in the
about.
open?
It doesn't matter. What is the biggest fantasy of a gay guy is to convert a straight guy. That's what they want because they're attracted to the man that they've converted having this deep secret. It's perversion. They're attracted to perversion. They're attracted to they're not attracted to just the dude. It's not like you're looking at a dude and being like turned on. You're turned on by the idea of the dude giving sex. It's the same thing. People that look at animals and can have sex with animals. Like, how are you able to do that? How is bestiality able to work? Okay, you're not getting like turned on when you see the animal. What they're getting turned on is the idea of sex. That's what's evoking it. So when they look at another dude, it's the idea of sex with that dude, coupled with the perversion of doing something secretive. And it's not every situation. There's
Right.
nuances to this, but that's a majority of it. A large majority of it. That's what they're attracted to. But this is like what we're pushing in westernized civilization. It's like everywhere, dude. It's just more and more perversion because guess what? That creates trauma.
Yes.
When you do that type of, it hurts you, bro. Like, dude, that gay culture, you can't have children. You can't spread, like, bro, it causes issues with your bowels, bro. Like, you can't even hold things in. Like, okay, so that is a toxic, poisonous, a lot of times, cultural thing, but it's so much part of our westernized society. Why? Because it's a trauma creating thing. And most gay dudes have all been molested or something as a child. Like a large majority of them. Mm-hmm. You can meet a gay dude and guarantee you there's a good 90% chance he's been molested.
Right.
Okay. And it's like, dude, that's what, and the reason why they go to homosexuality after they're molested is because they're trying to reason in their head, like, well, this happened to me when I was a child and I can't believe it happened. And well, I got to just like, maybe it's okay. And they accept that it's okay. Dude,
Right.
That's the demonic transference. The demon moves when you are a part of that. Those are satanic rituals and you don't even realize you're participating in them. Like, dude, it's the same thing when you see like a drag queen. Why do they call drag queens, by the way? Where'd that come from? You know what Satan's called? He's called the dragon. Isn't that fitting? Okay. The drag queen goes down the street. Okay. And if you instinctively, if your child sees a man dressed as a drag queen, as a woman parading, you instinctively would want to block your child's eyes. But you know what they teach you in culture today? Don't do that. That's, you'd be going against the nature, or the way. Actually, no, you're
Right.
going against your nature. You're going against your spirit when you don't do it. You should block your children's eyes. You should not do that because this is how demons move. This is called a satanic ritual. This is how curses work. Okay. And so when they do that, what they're doing is you're allowing that entity to move because your kid sees the man in the dress, and then what's going to happen? Your child's going to go home. He watches it and observes it, and the man comes over, whatever. Then he goes home and he goes, I wonder what it's like to put on mommy's makeup. I wonder what it's like to put that. Bro, the demon just moved. It just went from that man in the dress to your child. And now your kid's thinking the same things because that demon spirit, you just exposed your kid to a satanic ritual. And now that you did that, guess what? That demon has access to your kid's mind. And he's going to be talking in your kid's ear, and your kid's going to start thinking he's gay. It's a perversion of the natural order of way that God created us. That's what this westernized civilization is. That's its ultimate. Why do you think they freaking put all this stuff in Target, bro? We are the gayest culture. It started out like a good culture with this good idea and good morals and good old fashioned. But you know what else it did? It also said, have a house with a white picket fence and no neighbors. Bro, that is sickness. You need to have your community. You don't need to have some stupid white picket fence all alone. When you're isolated, that's what creates the division, and that's what creates all the perversion, the sickness in our world. But yet the American dream is literally white picket fence. Fence? Why? So you can be alone? That doesn't solve anything. You need your community. You need love. You need connection. You need people. And our society is teaching good ideas, but demonic rooted principles that create isolation, they create division, they ultimately create sadness and depression. And these are all societal perspectives. Why do you think the kids over in India, you ever been to India, bro?
No.
You ever seen other little kids in poor countries? You see how happy they are? You ever seen them? I'm sure you can see little videos of it, and they're all happy. Why are the kids that live in gutters happier than the children we see in America today? So yeah, our culture is so great. No, it's not. It's disgusting. It's not the way God intended it to be. Dude, we have children committing suicide and chopping off their genitals. You don't see that in poor countries.
No, you don't.
Yeah, why? Because they're at least surrounded by their family. Even though they're broken and poor, they're surrounded by community and connection. The American dream is isolation. Cuts you off. So yeah, this is a sick society, but people don't realize it because we got money. You think it's okay. Same reason why you think all the celebrities and people are okay, because they got money. They're okay. No, that's perversion. It's wickedness. And so, but it's disguised and buttered so well and made to look so pretty and glamorous.
You know, the way you speak, we have been so programmed, it's almost like you're from another planet.
Well, you said programmed, and you're right.
Yeah, we are.
That's programming. It's for witchcraft. That's called being spellbound, my friend. And so what I'm doing is I'm breaking a spell. And that's why it feels like that. And it does seem like that. But it's spell breaking. Okay. There's a difference. When someone's under a spell, let's say you get turned into a frog. Okay.
Right.
I've been turned into a frog. You're under a spell. I need to be a human again. Okay. Guess what spellbound is? You get turned into a frog and you don't even realize that you used to be a human. And that's what everybody walking around right now is. They are spellbound and they don't even know it. You're under witchcraft. And hopefully watching this, guys, you're probably breaking out of the spell right now because this is what I do. I have to teach people this, explain it, and then all of a sudden stuff starts breaking off. You start burping, you start coughing.
I've been burping and yawning the entire episode.
That's exactly. Those are demons. That's how they leave. And so like when they come out, like they're in your stomach a lot of times. They're in your soul. That's where a lot of our soul resides. And so like you've heard the term bless you.
Yes.
That was an old term because they believed a demon left you really fast. Ironically, I've never seen someone sneeze a demon out, but I do see a burp and throw up, bro. I touch people, they throw up and pray. Like, bro, it's pretty powerful. Like that's the Spirit of God. And so this is spell breaking. This is how it leaves you.
Bryan, how can someone save themselves?
You can't. You have to literally let go and let God. You have to like turn to the Lord and you got to go, you know what? I drop my pride. I drop it. I don't know anything. Stop being stinking prideful. It will destroy you.
Let me ask you a question. Does it have to be Jesus? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's God and Jesus is our answer. He is our one mediator to God.
What if you grew up Muslim and that's all you know, but you believe in everything you say, but you're praying to Allah? Would it have the same effect?
You know, I mean,
Do you see what I'm saying?
God has grace in certain situations, but I will tell you right now, a lot of Muslims, when they come to this understanding, will have dreams and Jesus will come to them, which is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like God is very gracious and he understands where your heart is at. So who am I to say anything different? Like, you know, like, if you were never introduced to the concept of Jesus,
Correct.
God ain't gonna judge you.
Right.
Okay. Like if that's like, he's gonna know, he's gonna have great. Jesus even says, I have sheep that are not of this fold. That's what Jesus says. So we're the sheep but not of this fold.
Right.
I mean, sheep that are in some other understanding. But it doesn't mean that like once you know about Jesus to some degree, he is your answer, because it's like he is the truth. So if you're hearing it and you know, like, you better well choose him. I mean, those are for people that don't choose. Sure, like God has sheep that are not of this fold, and God's gonna work with them to their understanding. But Jesus is the payment once and for all mankind, it says. So he's the forgiveness, whether you realize it or not. So even if God does forgive someone from some other religion, it was still by the blood of Jesus that they were forgiven, whether they realized it or not. So yeah, that's the truth. We have to come into the obedience of Christ. You ain't gonna cast demons out without the obedience of Christ, anyways.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
What an incredible conversation.
Sweet. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it was cool. I'm glad we had
That was
time.
incredible. That was over 2 hours.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Kept going.
Don't be sorry. That was fucking incredible. Wow. You lifted a lot of veils.
That's awesome. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. It's all God.
Yes.
It ain't me.
And I think the way you speak with such compassion, such conviction, such power to your words, you are a rarity. Do you know that?
Dude, it's the Lord, bro. It's all God, dude. I can't take credit for it, dude. I'm nothing, man. Like if it wasn't for the Lord having mercy, like showing me, like I would still be in my weird lifestyle.
That's
you know what I
fine.
mean?
I agree with you. But you made a choice. That's where the you comes in.
Sure. Yeah, I did. I was a choice maker. That's it.
Yeah, and you made the right choice, and you still continue to every single day wake up and make that choice.
It is a choice you have to constantly make. Absolutely. Yeah. That is absolutely. And if you stay on it, God will bless you and he'll carry you to the places you need to go.
Amen.
Sweet.
We'll leave it at that. Bryan, thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your incredible perspective of the world and life. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and really pointing out things that we are so brainwashed to, that we don't notice or don't know that we are worshiping and praising things that we shouldn't be.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, and I'll just pray. You want me to just pray?
Please, let's do it.
Let's just pray.
Let's
I
do
just
it.
feel like I need to.
Yeah,
I'm
do
just
it.
gonna pray for everybody watching too right now. Lord God, I just pray. I come before you humbly, Lord, and I thank you for our opportunity to speak, and for everybody watching, Lord. For anybody who hears this message, Father, I pray that you move into them, Lord, and you reveal more truth to them, and you filled our heart with the love and the peace and the joy that we were supposed to walk in with you, Lord, that you have for us, that you want for us. And I just thank you for how amazing you are, and the light that you're bringing into the world now, and the truth that you're revealing now, Lord. And I speak to every single person that's hearing this message right now, and I ask that you bless them, and I ask that you show them that you are God, and you show them in dreams and in visions, and you show them with your authority who you are, Lord. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Sweet.
That was incredible, man. Thank you so much, Bryan. I appreciate you so much. Do me a favor. Look at that camera. Let everyone know where they can find you, your social media, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, what's up, guys? You can find me at Demon Erasers on TikTok. I'm pretty big, and on Instagram, and YouTube, and it's all Demon Racers, same thing. And then Ancient Angels, you can go to ancientangels.com or demonracers.com if you need prayer. You can go there. We pray for people. And ancientangels.com is a movie that I made with a friend of mine, and you can check that out. And that's pretty much it.
Incredible. Guys, if you are feeling like there's something wrong in this world that doesn't feel right, that things are being manipulated or you're being programmed or you're being brainwashed, a great person to follow and listen to would be BRYAN, the Demon Eraser. He's someone that brings a really unique perspective, a complete, almost outer body experience of a revelation of how life really is and how things really are being controlled and ran, and how you are the choice maker. And as that choice maker, you have the right to choose which path you want to go. So please follow BRYAN, follow the podcast, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.